All right, I think we're live. Hello, everyone. I am smmldl. I speedrun a lot of different games that are minigame based, like this game. This is Wii Play. Well, this is Wii Play Series. This is essentially two games in one. You're getting two games here. This is Wii Play first, because that's the one with billiards and that's RNG heavy. Then we've got Wii Play Motion, which is less RNG. And it also has 12 games as well. So we've got 21 games in total here. A lot of people might not have heard of Wii Play Motion as well, because it's a little bit more obscure than Wii Play. Wii Play is the game that everyone has, and they might not even know they have it. It has tanks in here, because, yeah, it came bundled with the Wii Remote for like £10 more, so everyone bought it for that. Anyway, today I'm joined by Alva on commentary, if you want to introduce yourself. Hello.
Yeah, I'm Ariel or Alva. I also play Wii Play a lot. This game is really fun, and especially the category that Mir is going to do, Platinum Medals, is really enjoyable because you play the most amount of the game that you can.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. We are going to be starting with billiards. Time will not start here, by the way. Time will start when I press start over, because it saves like a second in load times. Got a lot of speedrunning. Right. So I'll give a countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
The first thing is that Mirik is starting any minigame that he wants to, but he chooses billiards because it's very RNG dependent. And you're gonna see right now he has to reset again because the break is very important and is determined by the pulse positioning at the very start, which is RNG. So for the platinum requirement, he needs to get 60 points, which is very hard. I don't know why they made it that hard, but Mir is gonna need at least 3 balls to go in the break. So he needs to spam as many breaks as he can and see how long he needs to get that 3 break. And after that, he needs to play basically perfectly in order to get that platinum medal requirement. So yeah, this is the most reset heavy minigame out of them all, and it's the reason why we played first.
So I'm gonna try this just in case we get a double, because that... Okay, we didn't. So a lot of this... So basically we need to do this in 7 shots. If we get a foul in here, so for example, if the cue ball goes in, it then reduces the amount of shots by 1. So if I get 1 foul, I then only have 6 to work with. And that pretty much means There you go, so we got a foul. So, yeah, pretty much, if I get a 2 break, which is 2 balls going in the first shot, which is called the break shot, then it does make it tricky, but not impossible. So that's why sometimes I'll continue it. I will say as well, this is actually one of the nicer Wii Play marathon runs I've done because of the longer estimate. That was planned, by the way, believe it or not. I didn't really know exactly if the angle would work, but basically hit more balls, more chance of balls going in the pockets, win. That's basically the game plan. I'm 1 behind here, so I will still need a double. If I don't get it from this 3 ball, then I'm probably going to restart. But yeah, basically normally, if I just run Wii Play Platinum medals in a marathon... Oh, okay. Not that ball. Yeah, if I just run Wii Play, then I'm doing a 1 hour, 15-minute estimate. Pretty much the entire extra amount on the estimate, because world record in Wii Play Platinum medals is 58.30, which is very RNG heavy. Yeah, pretty much 10-15 minutes of that estimate is just for billiards. So in here, this is 3 hours. So there's a little bit of leniency for this game, but there's also a little bit for Wii Play Motion. So, but really, the main RNG game, even across both Wii Play and Wii Play Motion, is billiards. So, once I'm out of here, the pressure is off. There is one hard game. Oh, wow, is this going to go in? Oh, I almost did. There is one hard game in Wii Play Motion called Skip Skimmer, which we will see in, again, about an hour. Oh, had that not hit the 7? And now that's not going to go. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, but yeah, this game is surprisingly complex. There's spin control in this game. It's kind of wild. They honestly cooked with this because Nintendo have done 2 other versions of billiards, And that's one predates this game, so that's Clubhouse Games DS, and the other one is after this game came out. That's a restart. And that was Clubhouse Games Switch. Clubhouse Games, both versions actually follow 9-ball rules. So if you know what 9-ball is, basically you have to hit the lowest number ball first. That's what this is. That's correct for that. However, when the 9-ball goes in, the game should end. Even in 2-player mode, that's not the case. So this game doesn't follow normal 9-ball rules. So it's kind of weird, but it's okay. Because it's an interesting one. I mean, there is RNG in here, and the reason there's RNG only actually got found fairly recently, within the last year or so. So that was found by Cindy Fusick and Kiwi, who pretty much reverse engineered this game to find out that, well, actually, a little bit less complicated for finding the RNG bit out, but there's been more go on that you might have heard about from Cindy Fusick's video, which was about going for a 9 break. I will get there. It's all right. It looks like we're going to have time to explain it. But basically, every time you press restart in the game, the balls in the diamond, so that's the 9-ball, the 9 colored balls, they will... That's a 4 break. Nice. They will, yeah, they will change positions. So I'm just going to use this. So by pressing A, I get a bird's eye view. That's a double. Nice. So now we're 2 ahead. Yeah. So actually what I'm going to do... Oh, no, I will go for this. I was thinking I might go for a foul. Maybe I should have. It's okay. Now I'm thinking, what do I do? Now we're a bit stuck. That's why I should have gone for a foul. No. That's a real shame. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so basically I can try it anyway. Oh my goodness, it's going straight there again. Can't believe that. Yeah, every time you press restart, the balls will change their positions a tiny bit. It's not much, but it's enough for the game. That's another 3, nice. It's enough for the game to pretty much be random every time you hit the pack. So, yeah, there's a lot of randomness in here. There's also... Like, I've put a lot of time into billiards, and it's still this difficult. Sometimes, like, I couldn't really do anything with that shot. The only thing I can do is go for a foul, because there was no good shot on the 4-ball there. So I can't really do anything with it. Just because it's a 3 break doesn't mean it's an instant win. Yeah, so that's pretty much billiards. However, there was a video, again, as I said, released by Cindy Fusick, which hit well over 500,000 views in the last year, about the quest for a 9 break. So basically there are 5 people, I think that's right, there are 5 people, I've lost track now, there have been so many, that have had a 7-ball break in this game. We don't really know the exact odds of it, but someone has brute forced a bunch of breaks, and by a bunch I mean like an 8-digit number of breaks, and was able to achieve an 8 break and eventually a 9 break. 1 9 break after about, what was it, somewhere between 10 and 20 million. So yeah, we're not getting a 9 break today, but a 7 break was, I think, something like 1 in 5,000, which feels generous. I feel like it's a lot rarer than that, but we don't really know. We don't really have concrete like stats for it. But yeah, basically only 5 people have ever achieved it on a real console without using TAS. That's a 7 break. So 8 and 9 are even harder. Like, this game is kind of weird because the pockets are kind of big. And the way the game works is all the balls kind of gravitate to the pockets a bit more than you'd expect. If you've played real pool, you only ever really pocket maximum like 1 or 2 in the first shot. So it's kind of weird that they all gravitate to the pockets like that, but yeah. I think I've explained pretty much everything. Other than that, I'm using spin control by hitting a specific place on the cue ball, kind of aiming around where my nose is. And that's pretty much all I'm doing.
You should mention that you're one of the 7 people that, 5 people that have gotten a 7 break.
I should also mention that you're one of the people that's had a 7 break. Yeah, so the people in order. So the first one was Nightcrow, the same Nightcrow who got sub-hour in Mario Odyssey for for the first time, which is a little bit of Wii Play lore there. Then it was me, and that was the wild one. That's what really kicked it off, because for like 2.5 years, no one had achieved another one. And we were all just like surprised that no one had got another one at that point.
He also got score world record, 72 points.
Yeah, so basically everyone has done a different thing with their 7 break. So Nightcrow just kind of freaked out because no one had ever done that before. I feel like that's a reasonable reaction. With my one, which was the next one, I continued it into a bronze medals run because that was actually the run I was going for at the time. And I'm going to do a little bit of a trick shot here, by the way. So if I can get both in here, don't know if it's going to happen. There we go, nice. And I didn't even foul, that's really good. Yeah, so a bit of topspin there, follows both balls into the pocket, and then that's a win. Oh, I can't believe that missed. Okay. Were we one ahead? I need to get this in 5 now. Oh, wait. I might not even have been able to do it anyway. All right, I need these both to go in. It's such a long shot. No, it's not happening. Oh, I quit. Whoops. All right, let's try that again. We've been here 10 minutes, come on. Yeah, so I continued it into a bronze medals run because that was the last world record I needed to complete all 4. So there are 4 medal categories in this game: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. I'd already got platinum like 2 weeks before, and bronze is really short and really awkward. Really? This is just not going well. 3 ball should go in from that, and then I'm just hoping on the 9 ball. I think I just got 2. Yeah, cool, okay. Nice. Okay, I'm still 1 behind though. They've got a foul. So I need to kind of do a weird shot on this one. Every time it's going in the pocket. I can't believe this is terrible RNG. Either way. Yeah, so I managed to get a 7 break and then continued it into a bronze medals run. Got what was world record. We've now found other skips in the game, so we actually have improved it by over 20 seconds since then. But yeah, that run was kind of funny because table tennis is really easy in bronze, and it's only 40 points, and yet I lost 4 seconds there because I was playing so safe. Okay, that's one way of recovering that. I just wasn't expecting to get this as a win because this was so far behind. And then we get 3 in 1 shot. Okay, this is still tough though because of this one. Because whenever they're near the side, they just don't work very well. And a double, wait, no way. I can't believe that. I've played this so much that as soon as I see it rebound now, I'm like, I pretty much know whether it's going to work or not. 66, I missed score skip. Nice, okay, anyway, we'll get on that later. I lost 3 seconds for that. Suffering from success. Anyway, moving on. We'll talk more about the other 7 breaks later. Oh, go on.
He just referred to score skip, which is something we do in the game. So you've seen that every time you complete a game, you get a scoreboard, up to 5 scores. If you get a top score, you get a 3-second animation. And we don't want that, so we used a special save that we create where we don't get the medals runs, because to get the medals, you need to play all of the games, including tanks. And then the game just gives you a text box saying, hey, now go for medals. But before that, you can play the game as much as you want and get really good scores. So what we do is... Oh my god.
I'm glad this ain't deathless.
So what we do is before we get the Xbox for medals, we get all of the top scores to be extremely high, so we ensure that in runs we don't beat those scores. What Midi just did with that billiards is that he got such a good score that it beat all of the top 5 scores in his score skip save. That gave him actually the 3-second animation, but it's fine.
Yeah.
That's probably the only game where you can do that by accident.
66, I mean, yeah, it's that and charge. And charge is like, if you're good, then you won't do that anyway, because you'll just have 5 good scores on there. Yeah, so we'll explain tanks in a minute. We play tanks twice in here, 1 to get gold and 1 to get platinum. So we're not missing out by not explaining this straight away. But But yeah, basically, yeah, I mean, 66 is so rare. Like, I've probably only achieved 66 in my 3 years of playing this game. Probably, I don't know, 10, 15 times. But the problem is, doing score skip, you have to do it on a file where you can't really speedrun on it. So I don't really want to be wasting my time getting 66s on a file where I can't even really speedrun with it. So yeah, it's not really worth it. Really, what you want to do a lot of the time is get a foul. So if you're playing really well, then getting a foul can sometimes be faster because you can then put the ball anywhere you like anyway in billiards. So that is also another option. Like, I can just deliberately lose points and then get score skip again, even though I got a good start. But yeah, anyway, that's billiards. We'll talk more about the other 7 breaks, I guess, later on. But yeah, Alva also did get one, which I think was before you even started speedrunning the game. So...
Oh, yeah. It's actually really funny. I got it on the first day I bought the Wii Play 1.0 copy.
Yeah, that's wild.
I was testing it out.
Yeah. So Cinderfusic was actually making that billiards video at the time that you posted that you got a 7 break. It's wild. Like, no one even knew who you were in the Wii series speedrunning, apart from me, because I had seen the tweet already. Like, that's literally, yeah, it was wild. But yeah, and then there's someone else, 12 Kelvin, who, there is also Murasaki. Murasaki, another top Platinum Medals runner. He got a 7-ball break. He was in a Plats run at the time. He did get a new gold split with it, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, the other one is 12 Kelvin, who grinded billiards on its own for hours just to get a 7 break, which is probably the wildest one. I mean, technically that's also what you were doing, Alva, but it was your first day. But yeah, it took Kelvin a while. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, that's the billiards lore. We've been in tanks for a little while, so basically this game is toy tanks. Basically what we're doing is we are using our bullets and our mines to take out the enemy tanks. We have 20 missions to play at the beginning, and then the game will kick us out and say, congratulations, you got your gold medal. But hang on a minute, we got to get the platinum medal in this run. So what we need to do is we need to play again, and then it's going to let us play 100 missions. Now, we're not going to do 100 today. I know it's really, really long-a-thon, but we don't have time for that. So we're just going to do 30. That's going to give us platinum medal. That's a nice pink tank kill as well. Hang on a minute. That's going to kill the other green. That's pretty nice. I guess I can go the risky way then. There we go. Normally I'd go all the way around there, put a mine down, and then I can blow up the pink walls with mines, and then it will get rid of that one. Yeah, I get 5 bullets. I get 2 mines. Whenever a bullet ricochets once, it will then carry on, or my bullets anyway. Some bullets have no ricochets, some have 2, but mine have 1. And there are also mines which last 10 seconds until they detonate. Yeah, every tank color, by the way, has different abilities. So, for example, we have the brown tanks at the beginning, which don't fire bullets very often. They don't fire any mines either. Same with grey tanks, but they actually move. We then have teal tanks, which are kind of defensive. So greys and teals are really defensive, which is a problem in here because they're usually really slow for the speedrun. But yeah, they do fire rocket bullets though, which is what we've just seen from that green tank. Different from teal. Pink tanks, which are pink, by the way. I called them red for ages, but they are pink. They shoot a little bit more... a little bit faster, but they still only have 3 bullets. You then get purples, which have the same 5 bullets, and nice! I got impossible shot. Let's go. Basically just called that because it's a really tough angle from the middle to actually hit that other tank. Saves a few seconds. I barely ever get that in runs. Yeah, you then have pink tanks. You have purple tanks, which have 5 bullets and 2 mines, like we do. You get greens, which fire rocket bullets. They actually get 2 ricochets. Purple, why are you being aggressive? That never does that. Anyway, oh, come on. That's frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna take that out. I'm firing at walls, by the way, so that it gives me my bullets back quicker. Essentially, if they then ricochet twice, then I will get those bullets back. So it does let me fire a bit faster, technically. Yeah, and then the last tank we're going to see in the next level is the white tank, which are invisible. Just going to do that. That's going to blow up the mine. We're going to do that. Yeah, a lot of these... So basically, these first 20 missions are predetermined. However, the tank behaviors will always be different. So sometimes we'll get kind of lucky. Sometimes we won't. We just have to kind of go with the flow, pretty much. There's a lot of impromptu strats in here. So that wall got blown up, but that's okay. And you would have noticed as well, the purple tank didn't try blowing up the mine, because you can do that. You can blow up mines with bullets to get rid of them early, but they will never do that. Also, by the way, white tanks turn invisible, and you can see their tracks, though, but that is it. That's the only hint you get. And I'm just being a little bit careful. There we go. Yeah, that's tanks. We're gonna see it all again. First 20 missions are all the same. But yeah, that's basically it. But with the mines, the tanks will never deliberately try to blow those up. They kind of act like they're invisible walls, basically. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a very precise trick here. One or two frames away. I haven't practiced this at all. I'm very surprised at that. I'll explain it in a minute.
Marathon run, I'll be really surprised.
I'm on one life now. That's the problem. Yeah, I'll continue it. It will be fine, but I can't go for it again because if I die, then it will be game over. So that would be bad.
Is it frame perfect that saves 8 seconds?
Yes, so that is called FPD, or frame perfect death. It was known for a while. It was never even thought to be viable in runs, and then we thought, hang on a minute, you can just kind of do that on mission 1, because the only thing that will ever be different on mission 1 is the brown tank firing a bullet at you about 5% of the time. So why not just try it, and if you hit it, you get 8.5 seconds saved. If you miss it, like I just did, you lose a couple of seconds each time. But it is worth going for, because if you go for it and then you... I will just be careful, because again, if I get hit here, it's game over, and I'll have to start these run of tanks again. But yeah, basically, if you don't get hit, so you get the hit on the tank first, then you're just going to move on anyway, as if you never even went for the trick in the first place. So, yeah, in my opinion, it's worth going for. It saves 8.5 seconds. There is another one called Final Frame Perfect Death. So you have to do this on the final tank of every mission. And basically, the reason it saves time and the reason I didn't do it in the last one is because in Gold Medal, the game kicks you out at 20 missions. That isn't the case here. I'm going to need to drain my lives as soon as I'm done with mission 30, because the only other way to get out is to clear mission 100, which is obviously quite slow. So I am not going to be doing that. Thankfully, I've got a bonus life now, so we now have 2 lives to work with, but I'm going to be a little bit safe still. Yeah, so the tank's not firing there because they're on top of each other. There's a thing where they don't really want to friendly fire each other, so they basically just don't fire any bullets at all if they think they're going to hit each other. That's why that worked. So yeah.
I just want to say, compared to the first round where you played the 20 levels, dying here is actually not as costly because you actually do need to die either way. That's not the case with the first 20 missions that he does, because he just needs to complete them as soon as he can.
Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, there's another trick called Final Frame Perfect Death. Now that is basically Frame Perfect Death, but you do it on the final life of the final mission before your medal. This has only ever been done in any run, RTA, 3 times. They have all been done by me in bronze medals. And the reason for that is because you are doing it on a moving tank with a bullet that is a rocket bullet, which goes pretty much double the speed of your own bullet. Ironically, this one is the harder one. So this would be where you do final FPD if you do if you do it in silver medals, because this is the final level there. This is much harder because the pinks fire bullets at you a lot more often than mission 30 in here, which would be where we do it in platinum, which would be on a green tank. Green tanks fire rocket bullets, but they are stationary and they sometimes just don't fire at you. So I have managed to achieve it about 15 times in practice, but that is absolutely not worth going for. If you miss it, you lose 20 minutes or whatever. It's like however long it takes you to do tanks platinum. So it's like 13 minutes a lot of the time. It's just not worth going for. It saves 20 seconds if you hit it. So it can be worth going for if you're behind and you need it to PB, but it's still not really worth going for. I've never hit it in an RTA run. I have gone for it, but I've never hit it. And that's only ever when I'm behind. But yeah. Bronze medal, I mean, it's kind of wild because the current world record is 18:11 in bronze medals. I was 1 frame away from hitting a frame perfect death on mission 3 as well. So the optimal thing to do there is to get triple FPD. So that's to do it on mission 1, mission 3, and mission 5. And that pretty much means you lose a life. So we haven't actually explained what it does. Basically, when you do an FPD, you lose a life, but you also progress an extra mission forward. So it pretty much means that you don't get, so you skip the animation where you'd normally have like the fanfare to start the mission again. That's basically what you skip. So with a normal FPD, that saves 8.5 seconds. With final FPD, you skip getting the bonus life, so you skip 2 lives, and you also skip the bonus life animation. So in total, that's 20 seconds. That's why it's kind of wild. I don't think we'll ever see it in silver medals. If someone's that cracked to go for it in platinum medals, then sure. But yeah, I'm kind of done with grinding platinum medals at the moment because it's very optimized. So yeah, that's where we're at anyway. Yeah, later on in tanks, by the way, we will see some new missions. They're not all going to be the same in here. There will be some randomized ones. But for now, this is what we have. I'm hoping that hits. There we go. I've used all my bullets here. Oh, no. That's okay. Thankfully, that purple tank is going to use that as an invisible wall at mine. So we have a little bit more of a predictable behavior pattern with that purple tank there. So yeah, last time on mission 17, the tank nozzle went up. This time it went down, which is more common. If it goes down, then it's much more risky for me to actually go for that. Can I get impossible shot again? Oh, not quite. So yeah, you can see there it barely grazes past the green tank. So it is a really hard shot to hit.
Also worth mentioning that as of quite recently, like a few months ago, the community made a tanks practice tool.
Yes.
With level select.
Absolutely, yeah, that is worth mentioning. So if you want to get into this game, now is the best time because Cinderfusic has made a tank, well, first off, made a tanks lookup tool because for some reason, we in the speedrun community didn't have a clue how the randomization worked for ages, when some of the rest of the community with the tanks modding tools did know. But now we do know. We'll get onto that when we get there in mission 21 onwards. But yeah, oh, hang on a minute. Ooh, that was a bit scary. This should be okay. There we go. Yeah, basically it lets you look at any mission number and the possible tank layouts. Tank colors that can come up in each possible position, and also the possible layouts that you can get. Because some of them actually can't come up again. For example, the mission 1 layout will only appear on mission 1 and mission 100. That is the only instance you'll get there. So yeah, from now on, all the missions are randomized. You do, however, get new layouts every so often. So there are 30 total layouts in the game, but we are only going to see 22 in here. So 25 will be a new layout. However, it's going to be random tank colors. And then mission 30, like the first 20 missions, will be completely fixed. Will always be the same thing. So yeah, Pretty much the only thing is we have a pool of layouts, so not every layout that we've seen so far can come up at this moment. But, oh, that was a bit risky, going for both at once there, but we did get away with it. Yeah, this yellow tank is putting a bunch of mines down, and I can't see them because this game is 2.5 dimensional. So I have to be a little bit careful of any along that line there. That's okay. Yeah, so as I said before, when we get to mission 31, I'm going to drain all my lives, and then we'll be done. This is one of the longer games in Wii Play. A lot of the others are a little bit shorter than this. Come on, behave. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so those bullets... Oh, go on, yeah.
Even though level 30 onwards are randomized, there are some levels, a multiple of 5, where the layout is actually deterministic.
Oh, so
but in case of like layouts with that end with 5, the tanks are not. So for example, level 25 will have the same layout, but the tanks will be randomized.
Yeah.
But in case of level 30, the layout will be the same and the tanks as well.
Yeah, so I got a bit of an annoying death there. However, it doesn't lose as much time as the one I got in gold medals because... Oh, hang on a minute. What are you doing? Come on. Have a bit of chill. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the one I got in gold medals, obviously we don't need any deaths because the game ends at 20 missions. Here, you can take deaths. So in my Platts 5830, I think I did have a death or two. So I lost a little bit of time, but you're still getting those cutscenes anyway, assuming that you're not going to go for a frame-perfect death on every mission, which we would. So it's fine, basically. Oh, that's a problem. Let me take out that green tank. That's my priority. Sorry, I'm playing very safe at the moment. I've been doing a lot of deathless runs lately, so a lot of my strats are devolving into very safe strats, which is great for a marathon, but it is a little bit slower. Yeah, also, shoutouts to Deathless. I lost a run on mission 100 yesterday. I would have practiced Wii Play Motion yesterday, but that run made me so sad I just did nothing after that. I will come back. I will get a completed run. I thought I killed that tank. That was just a reaction test.
Right?
What was that, sorry?
It was also sub-hour pace, right?
It was sub-hour pace, yeah. I went on even after the death, and I got like a 59, 54. And fortunately, after all that, when I then played on after that death, every tank behaved after that. Because of course it did. Mission 100 is completely predetermined, by the way. I've practiced it like 30 times. So that's why I thought, like, in my head, oh, Mission 99 is the last one where I could get a really bad layout and get really unlucky, so the run is over. Like, I still thought it would be scary, because Mission 100 is always scary, but I didn't think it would kill it. Especially because the tank that killed me, the black tank, just charged straight in. It's literally never done that to me before in any run. Like, it was so unlucky.
This is the last mission.
Yeah, this is the last one coming up. Very difficult one, actually. I almost died there. Yeah, very difficult mission now. Because, yeah, purple tank 1v1 right at the beginning. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, one thing we haven't talked about yet, we're playing on 4x3. Tanks is the entire reason we're playing on 4x3. And that is because, basically, the layouts are squished together a bit more. So, oh, this is a pretty good layout for taking deaths on. So I can actually hit the bottom wall here. If you're too close to a wall, there are some layouts where you're directly on a wall. You actually can't shoot a bullet out on those ones because there's basically a safety thing in the game where if you're too close to a wall, the bullet won't come out. So we need to get a layout like this, which is a little bit nicer. We can take deaths quicker, and then that's pretty good. So yeah, moving on after this will be Find Me. This is actually a game where chat can kind of join in if I get really stuck. So it's pretty much Where's Waldo.
I'll join too.
Yeah, you can join too. I mean, I'd like you to join too. You did just get a Find Me world record recently.
Shortly, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still got it. So who cares? I mean, I just cannot face grinding it. It's unbearable. Also, we got score skip the first time. We didn't get it this time, and that is because score skip file won't let you play past 20 missions until you get the gold medal on your file, basically. Yeah, Find Me. very long game.
There's two strats that you can do here to make it a bit easier, and you'll see it very obvious right here. Mid is using custom Miis because they are going to show up more often. And something that you might notice, most of those custom Miis are going to be really easily recognizable. They might be very silly looking, like that rabbit from or Garfield, or they might be bold, or they might have different colored hats. That's going to improve a lot when it comes to spotting the Miis.
Oh.
Also, something that he will use in the later levels is something called hitbox strat. So it turns out that the correct Miis have a slightly bigger hitbox than the incorrect Miis. So in places where there's a lot of Miis or the camera is like really zoomed out, you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's the worst level of them all. It's level 8.
Yeah, level 8 moment. Oh, hang on.
It's right there.
Oh, wait. Was it Rabid?
Yeah. It
Wait,
just went off
it's gone.
screen.
Oh, I can't hit it because
my
it's
God.
4x3. This is as far as my hand can go. I can't hit the black bars. So yeah, unfortunately, because we're playing on 4x3, we can't really switch aspect ratios during the run. You can, but that's going to be quite slow. So also, yeah, I saw that was the yellow cat Mii. The Miis will wrap around again, and then you can just hit them as soon as their feet are on screen, pretty much. Their feet and their legs will spawn in, and then as long as you know that that was the Mii, then you can hit them. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. The conditions will always be the same on each one. The timer only goes up to 120 seconds, and like tanks, we will need to drain the timer at the end. Yeah, but the main thing in here, I don't know if you mentioned it in there, but yeah, basically we're using unique Miis. We're also using hats as well. So basically the way this game works is they kind of, they were a little bit clever. So they thought, there's so much customization with the Miis on the Wii. Not as much as, you know, the 3DS and the Wii U to follow it, but there's still a lot of customization. The heights and weights of every Mii are uniform in this game. And also the shirt colours are nice little pastel colours, which are quite nice, but they do not match the favourite colours that you pick for the Miis in... hang on a minute.
By the way.
Oh, it's Minion. Yeah. I only recently added a yellow beanie to Minion. That was just in time for me to get my Platinum Medal current PB. And it does help a lot. Yeah, so... that's you. Yeah, commentating during this is kind of difficult. But yeah, basically, they thought about standardizing a lot of the different features, but what they didn't do... Oh, I got another difficult one. Yeah, what they didn't do is they didn't factor in the hats and the beanies that you can get. Also, yeah, that's the sleepyhead. So, pretty much by using different colors and then putting hats on Miis, that can help you a lot. That's basically the strat in here. Later on, we will see hitbox strat be a lot more obvious. I haven't really used it too much so far. Yeah, now is probably a good time. So there, that Mii stayed selected for ages, even while I was moving the cursor around. And that is because it was really high up. It was really zoomed out, as Alva said before. And that means that was probably going to be the Mii. So sometimes if they're close together, it can actually kind of merge the hitboxes together, which can make it difficult if the correct answers are close together. But that is kind of rare. Also, yeah, these swimming levels are awful. These are the ones that I'll normally lose a lot of time on. So yeah, this is, along with tanks, one of the biggest sources of time loss or time save in the entire run. The rest of it, other than billiards, which is just getting a run going in the first place, in terms of RNG, because every time you press start over, technically, that's when the run starts. So all that time loss in billiards at the beginning actually won't count towards our final time. So our final time will be about 10 minutes better. So that's a good thing, I guess.
So one of the reasons why levels where the Miis are actually moving is so awful is because the Miis could be not visible for a long time. They could be out of bounds and you cannot select them, you cannot see them, and you have no idea which one is the correct Mii because it could perfectly be out of bounds.
Yeah.
They might even get stuck out of bounds, just bumping into each other,
Yeah.
which would make it worse.
Yeah. So the main thing to avoid is to avoid like selecting Miis. So if you select a Mii, normally they'll separate themselves. But, oh nice, that's good. So pick a favorite. Yeah, if there's one with a hat, we'll pick that. We then need to remember that Mii for later. Find the odd Mii out. These will be the ones that step left first instead of right. I will just take a guess at the beginning just in case I get the 1 in 4 or hear the 1 in 8. This is the only time this level will appear, by the way. Yeah, so a lot of the time you want to avoid selecting Miis when you don't need to. Like on a water level, if you select a Mii at the top of the screen and it's near a bunch of other Miis, they can all then get stuck because when a Mii is selected, it then won't move. So you do have to be careful there. Also, little tiny fact which helps a little bit here. On the escalator levels, what you can bear in mind is only one correct Mii will be on each escalator. So if you have a 3 lookalikes level and there's one escalator with like 2 Miis on it, then you know that is going to be, well, one of the Miis is going to be correct. Same thing with 2 lookalikes. If you, basically each escalator has an even chance of having a correct answer on it. I don't know this for sure, but I know this after running the game so much. It's just an observation. There's no way the RNG doesn't work like that, basically. So if there's an escalator with like 2 Miis on it, then I'm going to check those first because they have a higher chance of being correct. And yeah, we're back to more stairs levels here. Pretty much I'm just searching in a straight line until I find hitbox strat most of the time. That's...
I mean, it's gonna have to play until level 80 it is, right?
Yes, 80 for this. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention the requirement earlier. I have them all on my splits and I still forgot to mention it. Yeah, so mission, or level 80, but slightly different strat here. We are going to lose on 80 rather than 81, and then barely win at the end, and then drain the rest of the time after that. And the reason for that... Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, I'll let you explain that.
The reason for that is that the level that you're actually losing time in can matter. Because some levels, they let you select 1 Mii before the time drains out, but other levels, like select 5 Miis lookalike. You need to select all 5 before the check is made and say, oh, you're wrong, let's drain your time.
Yeah.
So that's what happens in level 81. You have to select 5 Miis, but in level 80 you don't. So it's actually faster to drain all of your time in level 80 before getting the level done.
Yeah.
You can do something similar also in gold medals, but it's a lot riskier because you need to play 3 levels that are really hard, all back to back, with very little time for that to work out.
There we go. So yeah, just pressing random buttons there because there's only a short, like, 1 second cooldown if I'm wrong, and I'm probably going to get my in-game time back up again anyway, so I might as well have a guess. Yeah, so it's a very interesting strat, what Alva just mentioned. It is applicable to every run except bronze. Bronze never has a advantageous sort of time to use that strat. So we don't really do it because you've got to factor in the fact that when we do this, you're going to gain 10 seconds back on your timer. So if there's only a level that is beneficial to do that, that's like 10 levels away from the end, you're going to get all the time back anyway. It's completely pointless. However, Silver has a good one on level 40, and the requirement is 40. Same thing here. It is... Hang on a minute. Who is this? You. Yeah. So, Silver is 40, we do it on 40. Platinum is 80, we do it on 80. Platinum is also slightly better than the silver one because of the circumstances of the levels that appear there. Sure it's you. Sure I've seen you. Not you? No, I'll just deselect that. Oh. It's alien. That was bad.
Alien.
Yeah.
These are known as the 3 levels of death.
Yeah, and they were mean. They were pretty mean because they put this right before each medal. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. Also, this is the 1.0 exclusive glitch. You get...
It takes a bit to load in.
Yeah, so that bit there where the game doesn't let you see, that is... So the game is loaded in, but the light doesn't come on, as far as I'm aware, because the cooldown... There's basically a 1 second cooldown at the beginning of every level before you can select Miis. So that stops the task from just selecting the Miis straight away. However, on that level, for some reason, the light doesn't come on. What was it, sorry?
Basketball.
Oh, is it? Oh. Now, this is why Alva has world record in one of the... Well, I don't know if you still have it, because I know Mura got it back.
Yeah, wait, I got it back.
Yeah, but... Yeah, you still got it for a little while. And yeah, it's pretty difficult. Also, that is Pac-Man. There we go. I saw that from Hitbox Strat. Also, thanks for the good lucks, by the way. If anyone has any questions at any point during the run, then feel free to fire them away, and then we'll try and answer them. But yeah. Also, we've got pick a favourite again. I'll go for you, sure. Yeah, there is another strat that I've recently been doing in Find Me in gold medals, though, and that is on level 57. So level 57, you can select 3 incorrect Miis, and you'll get a penalty for each one. So you get 15-second penalty every sort of cooldown cycle, basically, compared to later on where it's 2 Miis for one, basically. However, oh, come on. I know who it is, and I can't see you. Yeah, however, that does mean when you drain your timer, you then have to play 3 more levels with... that is you. You have to play 3 more levels with barely any time on your timer. So, like, maybe 10 seconds IGT. And they're all the levels that are in the dark. It is one of the hardest, if not the hardest strat in the game. Even harder than Max Frame Perfect Death, I would say. It has killed so many of my runs, but it's pretty much required now if you want to go for gold medals world record. And that's the funny thing with this game. There's a lot of unique strats that only apply to specific medals. So, for example, Tank's Frame Perfect Death is not banned, but you don't go for it in gold medals because it's completely pointless. So you don't really need to ban those strats because you can just run the category where it doesn't work. Same thing with the strat of draining time in here. If you don't particularly like that, then you can run bronze medals because you don't do it there. So yeah, this game is kind of funny for that.
One thing I should mention, you're playing on 1.0, but you haven't really mentioned the reason why.
Yes.
You get 4 seconds of time set just in loads if you're playing on the American 1.0 version.
Yeah.
There's also an American 1.0 version exclusive glitch in shooting range that you'll see later on. But yeah,
this one. This is the disc. If you have this one, then you have 1.0.
I was a bit clueless when I bought my own 1.0 copy of the game because I think you were red with that one, that girl.
Oh, it's 8 ball.
Oh, it's 8 ball.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, I was a bit clueless because I have the impression that every 1.0 copy is good, but only the European version gives you that advantage.
Oh,
so now that Mid is in level 80, he's going to drain the time as fast as he can, and then beat the level with like 5 seconds left.
Yeah, so specifically the European one doesn't give you the advantage, only the NTSC North American 1.0 see that. So yeah, we will see that later. Shooting range will also have a glitch that is exclusive to NTSC, so it will save us quite a lot of time. In terms of the IL, it saves about 10-11 seconds if I play risky, compared to doing...
If anyone is curious, there's a way to tell if your copy of Wii Play is 1.0 just by looking at the box art.
Yes.
In the American version, Find Me is going to be at the bottom left for 1.0. For 1.01, which is the later release, it's going to be shooting range. Now on to fishing, the requirement here can be quite mean because there's the RNG of the fishes and the bonuses.
No.
So what Mir is going to try to get is the chief fish is going to be the one giving the most amount of points. Disregarding the King of the Pond and the mystery fish, but yeah. Those are the hardest ones to get. If you get it with the bonus, you can get up to 400 points, which is really nice. So so now it's 160. The reason you don't get the same points for every fish is that the size matters, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a big
Looking at the
touchy
pond.
fish, it'll give you 200. So, yeah, that's basically it. We're going for bonus fish as well, which change randomly. As soon as there is a fish of that type in the pond, then that has a chance of becoming the bonus fish. Yeah, I'm getting rid of the small fry as well. They will despawn as soon as I've gone near them. They will then despawn and change to another fish. That was guaranteed to be plain old fish because there are no touchy fish in the pond at the moment, and those are the good ones. Basically, what I'm doing here, though, is I'm just trying to win, because if I lose this, I lose a lot of time. If I catch a bonus fish, every time I catch a fish, it costs 3 and a bit seconds, basically. Tiny bit more if it's a bonus fish. That's a deep rabbit hole we won't be going down, because that was such a wild discovery recently. But yeah, basically, yeah, King of the Pond here should give me the win if I can get it. Loads of the other fish just kind of get in the way though. So yeah, that takes 5 bites to get. Each of them take a different number of bites. We are done with 10 fish though. I caught 3 plain old fish in there and I got 10 fish. That's not too bad.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Bang on 2600 as well. That's satisfying. That's the requirement for platinum, by the way. And you get the mystery fish there as well. They appear at random.
Get the mystery fish.
Get the mystery. Oh, I missed it.
Oh.
Yeah. So mystery fish, you can get anywhere between 0 and 4 in a run, and if you score running, they are your mortal enemy. Because, yeah, if you.
Also, guess what the task gets?
Yeah. Oh my god, the TAS Platinum Medal. Yeah, you can get the Platinum Medal in 5 if you get a. Basically, if you get a mystery fish on bonus every single time, 4 times. By the way, getting 4 mystery fish in a run, it's not a specifically defined sort of statistic, but I would say it's about 1 or 2% of the time that it happens. Maybe a little bit more than that, but not much more. Getting bonus, I've only ever really seen 1 in a run. I think I've seen 2 in a run once. But getting that paired with 4 is just, yeah, it's wild.
I've seen 2 mystery fish bonuses in a run.
Yeah.
Also, you would need to get the max size for all of mystery fishes, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, max size, and I think you also need the max king as well. So the king size can be a few different sizes, so it's never gonna happen, basically.
So it doesn't look like it, but maybe it's in one of the most stressful minigames of the entire run.
Yeah. Yeah, this is table tennis. Oh yeah, you can explain because I'm gonna be focusing.
Yeah. Table tennis is one of those 2 games, 3 times, where you need to achieve the gold medal requirement before being able to play more. He's gonna have to do it 100 times, get 100 in the score, and then the game is going to automatically stop, gives you the gold medal, and then you have to do 200. Issue with that is that the battle goes so fast at the very end that it's very easy to miss. There's a strat at the very end, like 190 to 200 points, where the pedal can go in a pattern. So if you position your pedal in a certain way, the CPU is always going to shoot to the left.
Yeah.
So there's a slight chance that Miri is going to pause buffer at the very end if things get complicated, because that makes things easier and you can move on faster.
Yeah, I will do 1 attempt with no pause buffering, because pause buffering is kind of slow, and this has a lot of potential to PB. I'm currently 6 minutes ahead, just purely because I've only ever run Wii Play Series Platinum Medals once, and that was with Wii Play Motion first, because Skip Skimmel was being an absolute pain. So, okay. I guess we're going to lose on 28. I genuinely don't know how I lost on that. Yeah, so I have some free time saved from billiards, because those resets in billiards, again, they don't count towards the time in here. So, yeah. But we might lose some time on Skip Skimmer, so we don't really know if we're going to PB yet or not.
There's slight optimization you can do in table tennis. See how Miri's pedal is paddle. I don't know how. One of those 2.
Yeah, the paddle. Yeah.
Paddle. It's actually in the middle of the territory, like the field. You save time because you hit the ball faster. You cannot put it all the way to the net because you're gonna get an obstruction. And
What?
that means that you're actually going to like lose.
I can't. I am actually puzzled how that missed. I am genuinely baffled. I can't believe that missed.
Very unfortunate. You kind of need to find a sweet spot to like be able to move the paddle as far as you can without getting an obstruction. In the later levels, in the later points when the ball is going way faster, you actually want to move the paddle way back, so you have more time to react. But in the beginning, like 50 or so, where the ball is going really slow, you want to move it as fast as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, so in Platinum Medals World Record, I actually pause buffer once. Exactly 1 point I pause buffered for, which I've never done before. I'd literally never done that. I just sensed that I needed to. And I would definitely have failed if I didn't do that. I was lucky to win even with it. It's the most wild thing I've ever pulled off in this game, ever, I think.
Yeah.
I popped off so hard for that. But yeah, that was a wild run.
Some fun facts about table tennis, apart from being a really simple game, it actually has a different music when you play on 2P, and it actually is a banger.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't purposefully die in 200, which is the platinum medal requirement, you can go all the way to 999 points, which it's really hard to get all of them. You need to have a lot of endurance. It's like 14 minutes of just table tennis at max speed.
Yeah. And Alva has done that, by the way, because Alva's just cracked at this game.
Without pause buffering, by the way.
Yeah, that's just a joke. That's an absolute joke. My best is like 300 and something, no pause buffering. And that's good to me. Alright, a bit of focus now, a bit of quiet. This gets really fast now. Talk again after this.
Let's go.
Okay.
So yeah, at the very end, the ball always went to the left. That's a manipulation that you can do. It only works at the very end of that pattern. You can do it in table tennis 999. Every like 100 points, you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, we say that, it's a really nice thing. It is still a joke how hard that is. And if you want to see, honestly, one of the most impressive things you can do in this entire game, that isn't really a speedrun in its own, then go watch Alva's run of that, because I think it might be one of the only fully recorded videos of that out there. I think there might be one other, but it's about as rare as clearing Tanks 100 deathless, which is 3 people.
Laser hockey can be also really a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It gets really hard, especially in 4x3. You need 14 points. From 10 onwards, you actually need to speed the ball up in order for the CPU to not be able to catch up.
Yeah.
The very first, like 6 or 7, you can actually just get it on the first shot, or like the first hit.
Yeah. A lot of people play this on 16:9 this entire run purely for this game, by the way, because this game is a lot harder on 4x3 than it is on widescreen 16:9. But yeah, basically. Oh yeah.
The only way Midi can lose time in this minigame is if he gets scored by the CPU.
Yeah.
So he's also going to try to avoid that as much as he can, but it's really rare seeing that happen. 14-0.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I've only ever had one world record, I think, with a 14-0, and that is my current world record. Everyone before that, which is like 5 times I traded it between Mura, I conceded 1 or 2 goals every time. And it felt like that was breaking a curse with that run, which is a good thing because I don't think I'm ever going to beat that run again in my lifetime. I probably can. It's honestly more realistic that I beat it than gold. Yeah, 14-0, pretty good.
Yeah, what made it just did that he tilted the controller so it was facing backwards. That made the ball completely lose the momentum. So we just have 40 seconds of doing absolutely nothing in this run. Usually you wouldn't have that much time left to spare. You actually played really well.
Yeah, I had 60 seconds left in my Platts world record, which just gave me time to overthink the next game, to be honest. I won't get that out of my head. When I had 60 seconds left, I was just thinking, do I go for pose midi and pose me or not? It's like I literally spent the entire 60 seconds panicking when I'm sitting here doing nothing. I got in my own head. Yeah, I will be going for pose midi in here once.
Oh yeah.
Twice would be silly. Twice would be silly because I've only ever done it in a speedrun marathon a couple of times, and if I fail it, I have to start pose me all over again, and it's like a 9-minute game for me. So yeah, we'll do it once.
Alright, I'll try to explain as best as I can pose midi. This game, so there once, after you complete the requirement, which, I don't know if it was like 1800 or 1600, you need to let the bubbles fall all the way to the bottom to finish the game.
It's 1200 in here.
1200, okay, I was way off.
That's alright.
Thing is, it was discovered by Miriam that the most optimal way to lose the bubbles was actually in level 2. Because if you lose the bubbles, you lose the bonus, the perfect bonus that you get for completing the level without pushing any bubbles. So here, you don't have as many points to lose if you lose the bonus, and also the bubbles go really fast and can spawn really at the bottom. So this is the fastest way you can drop the bubbles. You can do it twice, but in Platinum Medals it would be too risky because the levels actually get harder.
Yeah, you have to play the entire rest of the game deathless. And sometimes the game can kind of screw you over a little bit. My sensor bar can act up a little bit sometimes, and it's just not worth it. Also, you have to play really fast to actually make it worth it in the first place. A lot of the time, you just want to go for one anyway. But that isn't really the case for two runners, both of who I have competed against in Platinum Medals, and that is Mura and Alva, again, who is joining us in commentary today, because they are both really good at pose me. I mean, Alva especially has actually managed to get bronze medal in 2 levels before, which is just unheard of. I don't think anyone had ever done that before then. So bronze, by the way, is 150 points. I was fairly close here. This is actually a lot better than I normally play. Normally I aim for 200 after level 3 with this strat, but it might be because I only went for pose midi once, but yeah, that's still pretty good for me. But even then, wouldn't have got bronze in level 3. That is probably the only big time save left in bronze medals. So if anyone can consistently do that, then sub 18 might be yours. Yeah, yeah, you. Honestly, if you get sub 18, you can keep it. I'm not going for it again. I mean,
it's also worth noticing that some of the levels in Pose Mill actually follow like a little pattern on how the bubbles start. So,
yes.
For example, level 2, if you actually take the blade, it's always like 6 bubbles on one side, 6 bubbles on the other, and then alternate.
Yeah, and then they start just kind of flipping, and then when they flip, that's when you want to lose the life. And they keep changing around.
Other levels are like, they put you like a couple bubbles on one pose, a couple bubbles on another, and then they alternate.
Yeah. The patterns are really good to know. They're a little bit, they feel a little bit random, but sometimes they are same thing every time. Yeah, if you watch Murasaki's runs of Platinum Medals, he pretty much finishes a level faster than me every time because of a thing that we haven't actually talked about. So basically this and fishing work on an invisible timer. So it gives you the illusion of you're playing the game for some time and then the game will kick you out. Kind of like an arcade style game, right? But what fishing does is every time you catch a fish, the game timer pauses. That's why you lose time every time you catch a fish. In this game, you have a 30-second timer, and then the game will stop spawning bubbles at that exact moment. Once all the bubbles are gone, or you lose a life, that is when the level ends. So technically, and also you always have to have a bubble on the screen. So technically you can't clear the levels faster, but you can get to 1200 points faster for our platinum medal. So that's basically what we're doing. We just want to play as fast as possible, get as many bubbles as we can quickly. That is also why I lose time against other runners that can clear a stage earlier than me, but not as much time now because Pose Media exists. And Pose Media was found, by the way, because I was bored after a bronze medals run. I was just practicing Pose Me after a dead run, thinking, I'm just gonna try this out and see what happens. But yeah, then we found out that it was faster, even though I played really badly, and then we started investigating it a little bit. Anyway, yeah, rainbow bubbles. They are appearing now.
I should have in my resume really good Pose Me player.
Yeah. So yeah, rainbow bubbles. Basically, what happens there is they stop time for up to 10 seconds, or once you stop popping all the bubbles. They also stop the timer that I was talking about, that invisible timer. But the good thing is, it does let us pop more bubbles on this one. So that can be pretty good. This one, I have to flip over, upside down. Just going to flip the other way, because my sensor bar is a little weird if I do one way and not the other.
Yeah, all of the levels are deterministic in the silly things they do.
Yeah.
So this level always will have the bubbles upside down.
So you can be ready in there. Ready for this. And this is literally the exact same pattern as a previous level, by the way. I'm fairly sure. But the bubbles are upside down, so it's kind of silly. Anyway, yeah, the stock images in the background. I see a duck in the chat. Yeah. Why did they do this? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, really nice pattern here. This is one of the best farming levels in the game. You get 2 bubbles, then 3 bubbles, then 9, and then on this final pose, which will always be this pose, you get the same pose the whole time. So this is one of the best farming levels in the game. Problem is, you don't really want to lose a life here, because if you lose a life, you lose that perfect bonus, which is pretty big. It's 5 times the level number. So, that was very close. If I didn't get it there, if it didn't snap in into the bubble there, I would have missed it, because my reaction after that wasn't good. So, yeah, that was lucky. Yeah, that's why we lose lives on level 2, because you only lose 10 points for the perfect bonus. And yeah, the game can actually give us extra rainbow bubbles here. If the game spots us being a little slow, it kind of throws you a bone and says, hey, I'm going to help you out a little bit here. I'm going to give you a rainbow bubble. We don't really want it, because it's going to slow us down, but yeah, it's a thing if you need it.
I've seen times where it spawned a rainbow bubble in like the first level, and I'm like, really? Am I going that slow?
Yeah, it actually spawns in a fixed time. So the game swaps over. Basically, level 1 is really easy. At 27 points, it swaps over. So it swaps from one side to the other, basically. So what happens there is if you don't pop that bubble before the next one spawns in, the next one will always be a rainbow. And that's actually a great strat for bingo. So bingo is a thing in this game, and there are only 3 Pose Me goals, because what can you do with this game, really? One of them is silver, which is 400 points. One of them is gold, which is 800. And one of them is let 3 rainbow bubbles drop. So you can actually technically keep resetting in level 1, deliberately not pop that bubble that swaps over at 28 points, and then always get a rainbow bubble. And that's a way of clearing that goal, if you really want to do it. There are other ways, but yeah, that is one of them. Yeah, this is the level, by the way, that people who are cracked at Pose Me would end on. Just to put it into context of how hard that is, because I have played pretty well for my standards, and I have finished with, yeah, 65 and then an additional 6 less points than I would have needed to. Thankfully here, this one is so slow that we can just easily get the points we need. Just while we're letting the bubbles drop. And that's it. That's Pose Me. One of the longer games in here. 1,200 points. We got one left. I'm going to pop my batteries in for my second Wii remote as we use...
You have it on charge, by the way.
Do I have it on charge? Did you say?
You haven't on charge yet.
Oh, I haven't done charge yet. Oh, yeah. Why is shooting range before charge in this one? Oh, apparently shooting range is before charge in these splits. Normally I do charge then shooting... Yeah, whatever. We'll do shooting range now. It's fine. I do have splits open, so I won't miss any games. But yeah, we'll do this now, I guess. So this is shooting range. Basically, this is like Duck Hunt, but with a Wii remote. First off is these balloons. If you pop 2 consecutive balloons of the same color, you get 2 points instead of 1. And now this is the targets bit.
There might be one game while controller. The reason is right now. He's using the second controller to shoot the targets because in the glitch exclusive to America 1.0, if you use the second controller to shoot your own face, you get points instead of losing points. So here he's getting 3 points, which is really helpful. And saves a lot of time when you have to skip other sections of the game that are slower. You kind of want to keep the bonus and shoot the dogs to get the points. If you actually play really well, you can skip some of the guns in the level 4 and the UFOs in level 5. Also here, if you shoot the disc really fast, you get 5 points instead of 3. Some people just spam the button just to spam the 2 controllers just to make sure they hit it as fast as they can. Maybe might want to hit the bonus as much as he can.
Yeah, I still do want a bit of a bonus because we need 600 points for this, and we only have a couple more birds coming up, so... Yeah, I think I'm a little bit behind here, but I'm going to do some clever strats here with the cans to try and bring myself back up to the speed. There we go. So yeah, cans are a little bit slow. However, what I can do is I can do this, and suddenly now I'm on a decent amount of points. I only lost a couple of seconds for that. Basically, you want to let the cans drop. You also want to hit the foreground cans as they appear, because those ones are slow, but they're RNG where they appear. And then here, that means because we're already on 600, we can skip UFOs and we're done. 2 controllers saves 10 seconds in its own, and you save another 10 seconds if you have NTSC 1.0, so it's a huge difference. Anyway, yeah, last game coming up is Charge. Again, Alva, another game that Alva is just better than me at. So yeah, I'll let you explain.
So in Charge, you actually need to go really fast because the time actually matters. You need to hit as many scarecrows as you can. I feel like maybe it's going to try to go for every scarecrow. You get a 5 bonus if you hit all of them in one go.
Yeah.
Also, Miri has done a start boost. By tilting the controller forwards as soon as they start, legs appear, you get a boost that saves about a second.
I haven't played this game in ages, I'm a bit worried.
It's simple on the inside, but it's so complicated on the outside. You can even drift with the crow, which Miri is attempting right now.
That's a problem. Okay. We can work with it. I lost 6 points for that. That's 1 scarecrow and 5 perfect bonus, so I can work with it, but it's not ideal.
So yeah, you want to avoid the grass in the faces as much as you can because they lose time. You usually end in the 30s in the time. 33 is really good.
Yeah, my score skip is actually not set up for 34, so if I got a perfect there and it was a 34, I'd have lost 3 seconds.
Yeah, I think the requirement is like 325 about that.
Believe it or not, this is a 101. Barely a 101 in terms of Wii Play. So that's Platinum Medal. We're now going to restart the console. We are going to set up for Wii Play Motion. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to pop this disc in. This does count towards the setup time, so I will do this as fast as possible. I'm just going to pop that in the Wii Play Motion disc. I'll deal with that later. And then boot this up as soon as it says Wii Play Motion. Come on. There we go.
With my PV in Platinum.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I got like an 82X, I think. It was like an 830 or whatever in Tanks Gold, so I wasn't expecting anything special. Okay, we're starting with Skip Skimmer, I'm guessing. So we'll go here. We have to do this.
The same a bit with Billiards. Skip Skimmer is going to be the most reset heavy of them all. Mid is going to use both hands to throw the rocks. And you're actually going to be saying that he's going to pick the normal rocks instead of the cool looking ones. The reason he's using both hands is because that way he can control the speed and the angle a bit better than with just one. What he wants to get right here is a score being in the 30s for each throw. The requirement for Platinum here is 180 points, or 180 skips, I believe. So yeah, it doesn't look like it, but this is the most annoying game of all of Wii Play Motion.
Yeah. I've just turned up Alva a bit. Apparently, your volume was low. I think it's because I turned you down in my Discord. So, I have now turned up Alva a little bit. Let me know if that's a better volume for Alva, who is on commentary.
Hello. Hello.
Come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, actually getting a motion here is pretty hard. So I'm doing a two-handed motion. I'm trying to do this pretty much. That's what I'm doing here. You know what? I'll move my camera down a little bit for this bit, just so you can see what I'm doing. 39. Very nice. So the game gives you a little graph. Come on. There we go. That might not give me 38. That's a bad angle. Yeah, so basically the game gives you a score out of 100 for your angle. Please. No. Okay. You know what? I might just press restart next time. Yeah, again, same thing as Wii Play Motion. If I go back to the menu, it will then count as a valid run. But if I press restart here, for some reason in Wii Play Motion, that's not allowed. But for this combined run, it would be. So, but yeah, chance of me PBing in this game is very low because I actually have a very good PB in this now. That is all good. Yeah, I thought I'll fix that when I got a moment. So yeah, the game gives you a score out of 100 for your angle and your power. You want your power to be in that yellow line, and then that's 100 out of 100. But, come on, there we go. Actually getting a swing that is good is difficult on the first one, but it's okay. Yeah, that's basically it. If you get like a 95-95 between the two scores, then that's pretty good. But then you're still relying on a little bit of luck to actually get a good score. So yeah, that's not great power. It's not great angle either. Really hoping for at least like 30. Yeah, so 30 to 33 is normally what you get if you've had a bit of a mid-throw. And again, the angle is just not working right now. I'm hoping that's going to be at least like 33. It should be a bit more. Yeah, 38, nice. So yeah, this is 180 here. We need 33. Also, a little bit topical. Yeah, 180. The darts tournament starts tonight. And yeah, it's 180 for Platinum Medal here, which is kind of funny. I just realised this. Anyway, yeah, we're done. 180, we're out. We never have to see this game ever again. Thank goodness. There are other modes, by the way. This game has multiple modes for a lot of the games in here, and there is score mode, which has some pretty nice music, but we're not going to see it because you don't get any medals for it, so that's unfortunate. Anyway, yeah, Tita Targets. So Nintendo basically gave a bunch of games to other developers to make for this one. So Tita Targets is the only one Nintendo made themselves. All the rest were made by other people. Basically, this is just break the targets. We are using the Wii Remote to twist it, and that's what Wii Play Motion does. Wii Play uses the pointer. Wii Play Motion uses the motion, because this was the game that... This actually came out, and this is why most people, or a lot of people haven't heard of this. Wii Sports Resort, the much more popular game, came out with the little extra bit you put on the Wii Remote on the end of it. The Wii Remote Plus. No, the Wii Motion Plus. Now, this game came out a few years after, as in 2011, like right near the end of the Wii's life cycle, which
The Wii U came out in
doesn't help.
2012.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of pointless. But this game came out bundled similarly with, like Wii Play did. It came bundled with a Wii Remote Plus, and this is actually the same Wii Remote Plus I bought with the game, the red one, which is kind of funny. But it has Wii Motion Plus inside, it says at the bottom. So the technology to give it sort of the motion, the more precise motion needed for games like this is in the Wii Remote. And that's actually the more precise one compared to the one that has the extension on the end. So it's the one I use in all my speedruns, pretty much. Yeah,
Requirement for these 30 stages.
Yes, so there are 30 stages in here. We have to play all of them. That's basically it.
So thing with Wii Play Motion, a lot of these games, the requirement for medal runs is actually beating the stages rather than getting a specific amount of score.
Yeah, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it is also much nicer to practice. This game, you can basically just boot up any stage you want to practice, just do it, and you can just go. In stuff like tanks in Wii Play, you don't have that luxury unless you have a practice mod. Also, that was a very weird way of doing that. Basically, the intended way is to hit the middle of the targets, and then they all sort of combo into each other. But I went round the back way, and somehow still got it. Nice, good combo. That's a score run as well. That's pretty good. Yeah, so if you get all the green things, they give you bonus time. And if you get all of the collectibles, all the green things, and you don't die, you get a perfect bonus. So that's pretty much how you do score runs of this. And there are lots of score runs. If you want to do score runs, they're on Cyberscore. And it's pretty fun. Yeah, here I'm going to try and go for a little combo. Oh, not that. So yeah, I got stuck in between the two. If you do it just right, you can actually just sort of skim across them and then hit all three. But that didn't work there. And then this is just luck. You can hit 8 in one here. The TAS, there is a TAS of this, by the way. The TAS hits 8 in one shot at the beginning, which is pretty good. Not bad. That's not bad. So yeah, there's a lot of variance here.
Can't wait to have another Cindy type of video trying to like brute force it in a way that it gives the most amount of targets at once.
Yeah. So here, technically this isn't the best for score, but it is actually decent for time. What I want to do is I want to keep chaining together a bunch of targets. You can actually kind of get it in between the side of the paddle, so it keeps on hitting a bunch of them on its way down. So that can be kind of good. Yeah, basically this game is deterministic. This game is fully sort of like predetermined. You'll always get the same result every time, but the seesaw is so precise that like all these tiny movements, those are changing the angle so slightly that you just will probably you'll always get a different thing happen, basically. Like you can't really predict what's going to go on. There is a difference in this game between 4:3 and 16:9 as well, and that is in this game. So basically the sides of the screen are squished, and what I think is a thing, I don't know if it is a thing, but basically if the ball goes off the side, and just a little tap there should give me all 3, there we go, nice. Yeah, basically if the ball goes off the left or right side, it will go out of bounds quicker on 4:3 than on 16:9. But it's such a minute time save, and it's actually more of a reduced time loss than a time save. So it's not even really worth bothering with in regular runs. Here I'm going to go for a backup. We are going to launch the ball up that way. You can even do that for the top targets as well, if you need to. But yeah.
So you've explained that there's an aspect ratio difference for the speedrun. Is there a version difference like in Wii Play?
Great question. We don't really know because this game is much less popular. There are only, I think, 4 runs of Platinum Medals, 4 or 5 runs or something. So there's much less sort of knowledge about this game. It's a much more popular game in terms of like score running, I would say. Like speedrunning, it just never really took off. But it's a great game. Again, great game to practice. There's much less RNG than in Wii Play, so it's really great to learn. And it has some really fun games. Honestly, some of the games. Oh, hang on. Wow, what a backup. Okay. I've never done that before. where it's gone back up the seesaw and I've somehow saved it. Yeah, so basically there are no version differences as far as we know. I only have the PAL version of the game, so that's why, like, I just run the NTSC version for Wii Play, but for Wii Play Motion, I'm just able to just boot it straight away with PAL because I'm running on a PAL console. So yeah. Nice, there we go. So here, I'm pretty much just going to yeet the ball and hope it hits. Literally just like this. And I am keeping the remote upside down while I do that, because if I lift it back up again, it then could interfere with the shot. Also, this is a little bit unlucky. There we go. It's basically just luck. I know you've probably explained it a good amount. How did you get into speedrunning the game? Yeah, it's a good question, though. So I got into speedrunning Wii Series, which refers to all the games that have... Ah, that's a shame. You can actually just yeet the ball into the side there and get all the targets in one go. We got 2 of them, though. So I started with Wii Sports Resort in, like, 2017. It was one of my first speedrun games I ever had, alongside Super Mario 3D World. I was never amazing at the game, but the game was such a smaller leaderboard than it is now. What a great shot. The leaderboard was so small compared to what it is now, with 1,000 total players, over 1,000, that I actually had top 20 in all sports back then. And now it's like 100th or something. So, yeah, that was pretty much how it was then. But then it took me until 2021 before I got into this game. Basically, I saw a speedrun of this in 2020 and I never picked it up. Sorry, that was Wii Play first. Wii Play Motion came later. But basically, I picked up the game thinking, I can probably do that. Like, I didn't really know that I would get into speedrunning it so much. This has pretty much become my main series, Wii Play and Wii Play Motion. But yeah, I got into it in like 2021. And also, by the way, gold medal here is 28 stages. Platinum medal is for 2 extra stages. That's how hard these last ones are. We're going to yeet the ball up the side here to kind of cheese the level a bit. I will get into explaining that a little bit more in a moment, though, because this is going to require some focus. There we go. Nice. That was really good. And then the next one is horizontal, so I unfortunately can't cheese it like that. Yeah, if you've seen anyone play this casually, you'll remember how awful this is. So I'm basically trying to launch the ball along here, and yeah, there's our UFO of this game. There's a UFO in every game in Wii Play Motion, and that's the one in here. I don't know why there is, there just is.
I like them a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of focus required for this. Yeah, the ball kind of launches off there. Oh no, I can't save it. Ah, it's a shame. Yeah, there's literally one target on this stage. And yeah, sometimes sometimes the seesaws, that's a great launch. Sometimes the seesaws kind of jolt a little bit more than you're expecting, which is a little bit what happened there. So sometimes the game can just be a pain. Oh, that was a nice backup. I knew I wasn't going to reach it, so I had to kind of try and intercept the ball. Great backup. Nice.
So even though there's a time limit, it's so forgiving that it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, the time limit is pointless. Yes, there is actually a speedrun of all the Wii Series games back to back. That is also a great question. It's called the Wii Series Marathon. It's about 4.5 hours long. It includes all 13 Wii Series games. That includes the non-North American exclusive Wii Chess.
Oh yeah.
And it also includes...
Speedrun Wii Chess.
Yeah, speedrunning Wii Chess takes 10 seconds. And I'm not joking. The speedrun in that game is called Defeat White Pieces. And if you pick a specific CPU level, I think it's level 6, you can just do Fool's Mate against yourself and lose in 10 seconds. It's kind of funny. There's also Nintendo Switch Sports, which, because Nintendo marketed it as a Wii Series game, it is a Wii Series game, so that counts as well. But yeah, basically it's all the flagship categories. Unfortunately, it's not that great of a speedrun because this game, the category for this game is just called All Games. And I know, Alva, you don't run this game, but you do run Wii Play, and you know what All Games is like there. It's pretty much just billiards, do well in billiards, do well in charge, and that's basically most of the run. All the rest of it is just losing on purpose, so it's not that interesting. Actually going for completion with the medals is a lot more interesting. There is a bit of a hypothetical category idea that you could do with Wii Sports Series and Wii Play Series, which is the medals there, because in Wii Sports and Wii Sports Club, you get like training medals, and then in this game, you also get, yeah, there's a UFO here. In this game, you also get medals, or this game series. Yeah, this game is really hard, by the way. I haven't really explained it, but basically, we're stacking cones or scoops. I have to keep doing that, and when we get to like 50 or 60 and beyond, it's really tough. The maximum is 120 there, but yeah, if you get 80, you win. You don't have to wait for the countdown, and then you're done. Other than that, Cone Zone's pretty self-explanatory, so I didn't really explain it. Yeah, there is also a swirl mode. Yeah, it's time for Hole in the Wall. I mean, Pose Me Plus. Yeah, this is the marathon obligatory game show reference for me. Actually, saying that, it's not just the marathons. You get game show references from me all the time. This is like Hole in the Wall. We've just seen Pose Me regular in Wii Play, so you know what that's like. This is basically that, but you need to twist the Wii Remote round to do different poses. And you don't have to change the poses yourself, you just have to react to the poses, so it's kind of nice. Also, this doubles as a score run, so an optimal speed run is pretty much an optimal score run as well, which is nice. So we need 900 points here. Now, it's gonna look pretty difficult to do that until you realize that every life is worth 100 points. And then you realize that it is still quite difficult, because the moment you lose a life, your run is over, because you can't possibly get 900 points once you've lost a life. So yeah, it's pretty mean. It's just do it deathless and do it pretty well. The closer you are to the beginning of the timer, the more points you get, and the timers get less lenient as we go on. But yeah, you're not really seeing it too much at the moment because I'm actually playing quite well. But later on, you're going to see how tight the timers are. If you crash into a wall, that's how you lose a life, and that's basically the game.
I always get confused by the orientation of the pose.
Yeah, the orientation of the pose is pretty hard. You start getting new poses when you go further into the game, and there are only 5 stages in here. And yeah, some of these poses can be pretty hard. Some of them actually work both ways, and there are some of them like that one and this one that only work one way. This one works both ways, this one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one does. Yeah, pretty much any that are symmetrical, you can go in either way and it will work. And yeah, that's basically the game. Just don't lose the last one. That's all I need to do. It's just that easy. Yeah, you can see the timer starts on the yellow right at the beginning, swaps to red after 1 tick, so it's pretty tough. This is one of the first games in my order for a reason, because it can still cause a problem sometimes. That was a really awkward angle. Oh, there we go. Yeah, like Pose Me, the game will kind of snap you into place if you're close enough to the pose. That's a pretty good run. 947. That's only like 10, 20 away from my PB. Very good.
I got a question in the chat.
Yes, I see. I will read that in a second. We have Jump Park now, one of my favorite games. This is also one of the shortest games, so unfortunately we're not going to get too much of it, but we're basically collecting 100 gems in every section, and that moves us on to the next one, and then eventually it spawns in the goal, and we get power-ups and stuff. Very fun game. I will read the question in a moment. After this game, I think. Unless you want to read it.
Well, yeah, sure. So how does the marathon run work regarding changing console to the Switch, or just changing between games in general?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, yeah. So, basically you're only allowed one console on at once, but you can, as far as I'm aware, you can have it set up ready. So like you can have Switch Sports booted up on the console, and then with a Wii U, if you're running Wii Series, you can then run on a Wii and Wii U, and then swap between the two. Normally I start with Wii U because the load time to boot into Wii U is so slow that you kind of want to start with those anyway. The main thing you want to do is you want to do the Wii Party games first, so Wii Party U and Wii Party on the Wii, because those are really RNG heavy. You don't actually have to win in the Wii Series Marathon category, but you do still want to do fairly quick game. So yeah, it can be pretty awkward. So yeah, grabbing the magnet right at the end means I get to carry it through to this one. We're then going to get gold, which doubles our score and also gives us higher jumps. We then go up to the top and win. That was a great stage too. Yeah, that's basically it though. So you have to change games. The game changes, I'm not sure if they actually count to the final time. There's been a lot of rule changes since Switch Sports came out, because Switch Sports came out and then they released the golf DLC and then they released the basketball DLC. And that made the game really awkward for the speedrun categories. So I'm not actually that up to date with the running of that leaderboard at the moment, because I haven't done a run since then. But yeah, basically there's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm assuming for Wii Park they do Board Game Island.
Yes, Board Game Island for that, and that's why it's awful. Although it would be awful for any of them, really. Yeah, Board Game Island is the main category in that game, so that's what you do in Wii Series Marathon. Oh, I think one of the extra Mii's grabbed the gold power up. That's kind of cool. Yeah, here we get the magnet. Magnet with gold is obviously completely busted, and then we're done. No, that's all good. No, I love answering questions, even in my main sort of streams of games like this. I'll always be open to answering questions, especially on a marathon run. Always helps to keep it going. So yeah, this is the final one. As you can see, we need 400 gems. I'm gonna actually not do some jumps between these two. I haven't even explained yet, but it does keep appearing each time. The big gems are worth 5, so that's why I'm prioritizing those. We then are going to delay grabbing that gold power-up, because then we can go for that. We're going to go in here, accidentally grab the small power-up. That's unfortunate. It's more of a nerf, really, but that's okay. Getting a few gold ones there, that's pretty good. Okay, moving on. We then have that. We have magnet during gold, which is fantastic. Didn't even need the bonus power up there, and that's a sub 40. Pretty good. That's pretty much my benchmark for runs that aren't ILs. The IL is like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds better than that. Yo, thanks for the donation. I see a donation just come through there for $15 Canadian. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, do get donated into the charity if you can. And then this is probably the silliest moment we're going to have. I have to turn on my Wii Remote volume for this one, and you probably will hear it on the microphone. Actually, I'm not sure, because there are filters on, but you probably will hear it because it's quite loud. We'll test it. Either way, this is Spooky Search. We have to move the Wii Remote around, and then hear beeps.
It's the best game of all time, in my opinion.
It's kind of
so
funny.
Creative. It's kind of silly. You can see the Find Me to be created also being here.
Yeah, so these Mii's stay on my console all year round. They are only on my console for Wii Play Find Me, and they have to stay on there all the time. Otherwise, I'd have to keep remaking them. So they are just part of my console now. Yeah, so we have to grab ghosts. We have to put them in this this machine, and then that is it. We get a boss ghost at the end, and that's it.
It goes all around your room, so you need to like be looking. And depending on how loud the Wii Remote gets, you know to get close.
Yeah, so you get small beeps and big beeps. The big beep means that you are on an object, which is either a ghost or an object that you don't want. But if you get small beeps, then that means you're definitely near a ghost. Now, in this level, there are only ghosts, but later on, you will be able to grab stuff like a table, or a dog, or a UFO, because of course there's a UFO. But yeah, we're going to try and avoid that where we can. Yeah, so in the game previously, there was a game called Pose Me. Oh, sorry, Pose Me, Find Me. And that's basically Where's Waldo. So by having a bunch of hats on Mies and making them look silly, and also having Bellsprout and Guy Fieri there, basically that... Hang on a minute. Yeah, I do have to listen out for the Wii Remote here. Basically, that nerfs the game a bit.
So there's 3 stages in this game. Miri needs to play all of them in order to get the platinum requirement.
Yeah, so the platinum works a little bit weirdly. So because there are only 3 stages, the gold and the platinum are achievable in the last one. So what we have to do is we have to reach a specific score requirement to actually get the medal. The score requirements are in this game, but because they're so easy, apart from stage 3, we're probably not going to have an issue. Silver medal is pretty free. You can miss platinum medal here, though, if you get kind of unlucky. That is not a ghost. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so when I'm directly over... When there's one that appears on screen, when I'm directly over where the machine is, then I can just grab it and let go instantly. We go. So this one always does the same thing. It will go closer to the screen, and eventually, if I'm too slow, it will go on the screen. I realise now you actually might not... Oh, no! You might not be able to hear the... Come on. God, it's gone all the way around. I'm joking. It's so hard to grab because sometimes it gets a little bit lost with where it actually is. That is really slow, but that's okay. Okay, fine, we got through. I think we're still fine. I don't know what the requirement is, but we should be alright. Basically, if a Mii gets captured, you lose 300 points. So as long as you don't let a Mii get captured, you have a lot of leniency. If you let one Mii get captured on this stage, you have to play very well to get platinum medal. It's killed a run twice for that. So I have to be a bit careful because there are lots of Miis that appear on screen to capture Miis on this one. And they are random appearances. Dang it. It's a shame. Yeah, that was only a long beep, so I wasn't going to go for that one. I'm really hoping... Spawned in again. I can't get it when these ones are here. What I need to be careful of is the ones that appear to get the Miis. There we go. So I can get 2 in one cycle. No. I should get you now. Go. So basically in this game, oh no, let me have it. Oh no, I can't get that one. No, I literally couldn't get that one. That was just bad RNG. Okay, I'm gonna have to focus for the rest of this now. I don't even know if I can do it now that has been captured. Because there are combo points in this game, but it's weird how they actually work. Last one's here, and then there's the boss. I might have to do it again, which is really unfortunate. But it's okay. There's literally nothing I could have done about it. All the bad Miis, all the bad ghosts spawned in at once. So yeah, this boss ghost basically spawns in for like 5 seconds and then despawns. And yeah, you can get it on the first cycle, but you have to be kind of lucky in finding it quickly. We got it in 2 though, which is kind of good. But now I'm just relying on the time bonus carrying me through this game. And I'm really hoping I have enough points. I don't think I do. Is that enough? No, it's like 1600. So I have to go again. It's game is so annoying. Yeah. Fun! Anyway, yeah, right, we'll do it again. It is possible to do it with me being captured. I've done it plenty of times. But it just didn't work out very well. That's an object. Let's get you first, then you. There is a cooldown between grabbing ghosts. That's why this is awkward, especially if they all spawn in at the same time. I better not get any... If I get a yellow ghost, I'm just gonna... or the one that grabs the Miis, I'm just gonna let go. Oh. Just want the yellow ghost to spawn in, I'm gonna be honest. Come on, spawn one in. Okay, that one steals the machine. Right, now we're getting it. Okay. Fine, now we're fine. Yeah, the illusion with this game is that you have to look around your room, but you only have to actually twist the Wii remote round. So it kind of breaks the illusion a bit, but this was one of the most fun games for me as a kid. It is definitely a very cool game. And we got the boss again. This is now going to make it a little bit tricky to actually get PB/world record. I don't know how optimized world record is in here. That was really unlucky on both those early cycles. That's okay. Yeah, so basically, yeah, those Miis are on screen earlier from Find Me in Wii Play. We don't... Really? Okay. I've never had the boss let go on the end. I better still get a platinum. Okay, now I have to focus because I don't know how the behavior works if you let go. Basically, there's a bunch of these ones where it won't actually do any movements. There we go. 16:23, and then you got the time bonus, and then you clear it by a mile if you don't lose a Mii. Okay, I lost 3 minutes. It's all good. Trigger twist. This is shooting range, but motion.
You might see a couple of hidden UFOs in this stage.
Yeah.
You might need to pay a lot of attention.
So, unlike shooting range in Wii Play, this game is entirely predetermined. We will always get the same things appearing in the same places every time, which is kind of funny. Also, this first stage is easy, so we only need 1,000 points for the first stage. And basically what you want to do here, there are 3 possible stages, as we saw at the beginning. There's the UFO stage, which is this one. There's the ninja stage, which is the next one, and then the dino one. The last one is a combo of all 3 back-to-back. Now, the requirements for the first 3 are easy, and then the last one you need 26,000 points. Here you only need 1,000. So what we're going to do, because we can't actually lose early in this level, we're actually just going to pretty much play it as fast as we can. We're not going to go for combo points. There's no reason to go for combos. We might as well just keep mashing. We'll get rid of everything as fast as possible, and then that ends each level earlier. We're also going to hit 3 Miis here. We're going to leave 2 of them so the UFOs always gravitate to the right-hand side. Just so it puts them all on the same side and makes the game a little bit easier. And yeah, that's basically it. The only way you can take damage here, because it is possible to lose all your lives and then still get the medal if you got the right score. There we go. Yeah, it is possible to lose your lives, game over, and still get the medal if you got the score required. But the only way you can take damage in this is to the mothership boss at the end. And at that point, you might as well just win. So, this is pretty much just the stage 1 IL. But yeah, we get these little orange points we need to hit, and then that is the boss meter. And we're done.
In the next stages, Mini is actually going to like lose early as soon as he gets the score requirement.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be the case in all the rest of the Twist games. So yeah, that is the first one done. The last one, which is the all stages in a row thing, that is one of the longest medals on its own in the entire game, because a lot of the time in here they're like stage select based, but this one is literally just you do that one where it's technically all the stages back to back and it's kind of long. Also, there are some bonuses which I'm going to grab, and there is a specific way of doing this while keeping the combo I want to do. It's the fastest way, as long as I don't drop my combo at all. There we go. And then there's a tiny little strat I'm going to try here, where I am going to attempt to take damage and get the hit. There you go. And now we've got 2,000, and then this is going to hit me, and we're pretty much done. So that is the ninja stage played optimally. So I do have to actually face them, otherwise they take a little bit longer to actually hit me. This game is a little bit nice. Sometimes it will, because the game is kind of janky in that you have to keep turning around to twist the screen round, it is a little bit nice in the attacks taking a little bit longer if you're not getting the hang of that, or if the Wii Remote is messing around a little bit. And yeah, this is the dino stage. The dinos have tiny hitboxes, honestly, but it's a stage that you can do very fast or very slowly, because the combo points let you get to 100.
I think it's also worth mentioning, unlike Wii Play Motion is much less RNG dependent. I think there's only one minigame with like actual RNG.
Yeah. Yeah, we are coming on to that soon. You will see that game later, unfortunately. Go. Nice. So we're doing the same thing again here, getting those hits. Yeah, they'll always have the same patterns, the same behaviors. They're always going to do the same jumps at the same points and everything. And that's 2,500, and we'll spare that one because it's not going to lose us any time. Yeah, you get a bunch of these extra hearts and things, and in these containers are bonus hearts. We don't want them because that makes it take longer. We want to get hit to this dino, and that is this stage played basically optimally as well. The Dino Crisis sequel, Capcom never told you that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of these, like that last one is basically a rail shooter. Like, you're always on the set path and everything. And yeah, now we're going to do all stages back to back. 26,000 for Platinum. So what we want to do here is we actually want to play well. So basically, the more points I can carry through to the end, the better. I am still going to skip the cans, though, because they're still really slow. So there's a can that spawns in here, and then later on there's 2 cans. They're so slow. They only give you 10 points for each hit. It's only the last hit that gives you 100. So it's kind of pointless. Oops. I didn't hit it. My bad. Yeah, this does at least allow us to see a bit more of the other stages. The ninja stage, anyway. Because the dino stage, we are going to... If we play really well in these first 2, we are probably going to see about the same amount of the dino stage as we just saw. And yeah, that is basically it. Getting a optimal score here, you can easily tie the score records on this. Yeah, the only things you have to hit in the background are the... Go, nice. The fence that has coins in it, and the like barn thing that has a bird in it. That's the only things you have to hit.
Did you get the bonus after each stage?
I don't think so, no. I don't really try to, because you want to grab the coins as fast as possible. You have to shoot the coins to grab those, and then the game prolongs. Like, the game lasts longer if you don't grab the coins straight away, so it's just better to mash and grab the coins. I don't think you keep the combo, though. I should really check the score runs, but I don't think you do. Oh, no. Dropped one. Yeah, so as you can see... Oh, and again. Not as costly if I'm not on a full combo at that point, though. Yeah, as you can see, if you drop a combo, you go back down to 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, rather than staying on 100. So, yeah. Also, I'm not going to go for any early hits here. I want to get these. And when we've taken all these out, then I'll go for this. Yeah, it's a good question about keeping the combo. The combo does work a lot differently than in Wii Play. Because in Wii Play, you just get a combo, like say you get 100 combo hits. You then just get that many points, -4, as a bonus. So it's a lot simpler. This game, it's, well, I guess it's still simple because it's just a fixed number of points. And then it just stays at 100. Yeah, again, these will always be the same cycles. We do get some tough cycles later, though.
You did play more of the ninja stage here than in the last one.
Yeah, this is where we lost last time. And we are going to see a lot more different ninjas. We got 4 different ones. Actually, I guess 5. And I'm also aiming at these barrels, by the way, because if I hit a barrel, that actually won't count as dropping my combo. Oops, that's what I just did. Yeah, so because technically you can hit that statue in the background and the barrels for like hearts and coins and things, they don't count as dropping your combo. So that's why I'm staying there. Yeah, we'll now get this one that has 3 HP. And then there's this one that spawns in fake ones. And then we get these yellow ones, which are fast. And you get these parachuting ones, which are always the same. they could have been so much cooler.
It reminds me of the mini-game on the New Super Mario Bros. DS with the bubbles flying.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, it kind of does. I never thought about it like that. Played that game all the time. Love that minigame. The minigames in New Super Mario Bros. DS are so cool. And Super Mario 64, which a lot of them are the same, but yeah. That might be where my my love for minigame-based kind of things kind of started, because one of my first video games ever was New Super Mario Bros. DS. So that probably is where it started. Yeah, here's 16 ninjas all at once. No, I dropped... Okay, I only lost 90 for that, because this last one, the combo doesn't even matter anyway. Yeah, sometimes this will just randomly change direction. I can't see those. Thankfully, you get iframes, so only one bomb is actually going to hit me there. It doesn't matter. I'm actually going to lose my hearts later anyway, so it's fine. Oh, you know what? I need to hit that now, because otherwise it's going to take ages to end the stage. So we'll go back to 3 hearts. Please don't crash. Thank you. We have had a crash there before. I was very sad about it. Yeah, obviously it killed the run. But yeah, I've PB'd a lot since then, so I'm over it. It's fine. Literally, I pressed minus before the minus skip thing appeared, and then the console crashed so bad I had to turn off the power supply at the wall. That's how bad it was. Also, fun fact here, if I hit these big dinos too quickly, then the coins will actually not spawn. And we're going to do the same thing as last time. We pretty much need the same amount of points as we just got. No, we are not losing there. I'm not going to go for that other dino. That's a bit too risky. The hitbox is too small. And I'm only going to need to hit 1 here. And then that's our 26,000. So we get 2 in. There we go. And then that one's going to hit me, and we're done. Believe it or not, I'm saving 3.5 minutes. I don't know either. I had no idea there was that much time saved here. So all that we lost in Spooky Search, we can forget about it now, because I'm back to 5 minutes ahead. Okay, Veggie Garden. Yeah, we want to play well, exactly. Instead of throwing, I guess. I have never heard of that game, actually. Yeah, we're moving on now. So, this is Veggie Garden. Score requirement here is 2,200 for Platinum. And what it is basically Whack-A-Mole. You get these moles spawning in. You also get veggies spawning in from various Wii Series Miis, and they will give us bonus points. We need to avoid hitting those. We also have these extra mounds on the left and right, which are now going to spawn in for the rest of the stages. And yeah, that's basically it. So you can see in the background there are like patterns, like the moles will spawn in, and then that allows you to sort of predict where they're gonna go. There is one mole later which doesn't actually do that. They all spawn in as sort of a reaction test, and they also despawn very quickly. Those also don't steal veggies though, so they're not too bad. All the others do steal veggies. That's basically the point. You're defending the veggies and getting points for that. Now, there is RNG here. Even though this is predetermined, the last stage has RNG based on how many bonus veggies you get, and that can save or lose up to a minute. So, in my current PB, I did really well. I had RNG that was barely, like, it was my second best ever. I was doubting that my real gold was actually real, because I just could not replicate the RNG again for so long. But yeah, I managed to do it there. Also, there's a tiny bit of time save here. These are the tall moles. Nice, good start. Okay, that's a 3 cycle, it's okay. That's pretty good. So yeah, every cycle you want to hit one mole before they all disappear, and it's really, really precise to actually get them all. I heard you mention you reference game shows a lot. There are loads of game show video games around the Wii era. Have I played any? Great question. Yes, I have. I own the... so I'm from the UK, so I own the Deal or No Deal UK version. Deal or No Deal is actually one of my most played games on stream in general, and that's not the Wii version. That is with my community, both for charity and also with our fake currency that we have on my channel, along with other quiz games and stuff. So yes, I am very much quiz game oriented. But yeah, on my channel we do a lot of game shows and stuff. So yeah, that is very much one of my favorite things outside of this. Also, yeah, I just got hit, and that's not great because the mallet lets you one-shot those ones with helmets. That's okay. I'm missing a lot of moles here. Yeah, the game lags a lot at the end here as well, which doesn't help. Okay, so we're missing a lot of points because I hit one of the Miis, and that loses me 20 points, and also I would have lost the 30 bonus points. But yeah, we now have the boss. So he's going to fire a load of moles at us. That then allows us to charge up our meter at the bottom that gets us our mallet, and our powered up mallet, I guess. But he's also going to fire veggies at us at random, and as I said earlier, we need 2,200. He's not going to give us any veggies at the beginning, I don't think. Or at least there's not many at the beginning here. It's pretty much just moles. But then he's going to charge forward, and then that's the point where I'm going to be able to, hopefully, get bonuses out of him. I would need ridiculous RNG now, because I played bad at the beginning, or in that stage 4 there. Because I played bad, I am going to need loads of good luck to actually skip clearing the boss. Clearing the boss is really slow, but to be honest, I can't really complain. If I don't play perfectly at the beginning, like even if you play perfectly, you still need good RNG here. to avoid having to clear him. And yeah, there's no veggies there, so that's not a great start. The next thing I need is to charge up my meter against his hands. So his hands despawn fairly quickly, so I need to bat them away. Oh, that was close. That was really close. Barely ever will you hear the sound effect, and then it's still not take one. That was a bit lucky. And then this is the point where you want veggies. I mean, we've got a few. Oh, we were one away. You're joking. Okay, you know what? Take one. Okay, no. It doesn't work. So yeah, I thought I'd test it because I couldn't remember if it lets you go back to the mold phase or not. That's unfortunate. We got really good RNG there, so I can't. But not quite good enough to save a bad game. But that's okay. Do I want to be a millionaire? See, I have actually applied for the real Deal or No Deal. Deal or No Deal in the UK was on in 2005. So I was 2. So I didn't apply originally. But it has been brought back in the last year, and I have actually applied for it. I haven't got in yet. But, yeah.
I believe.
Hopefully one day. I have went to an audience, a free audience ticket for it though, and that was really cool. First game show I've ever actually watched in person. Highly recommend that. Anyway, yeah, stop talking about game shows. Start doing the run. Windrunner. See, when you talk about game shows to me, I have to indulge that. So this game is, alongside Jump Park, one of the most fun things. If you had to do one of the games IRL, I think this would be up there, wouldn't it? So we're basically collecting gems. We are holding out the umbrella. We are following the wind. And if you follow the wind at its specific point that it's going at, its specific direction, then you will get orange sparks, and then that will make you go faster. That's basically the game.
So there's 3 stages. You need a specific score requirement for each one. So for here, for example, maybe we need 100 points, which is not too bad.
Yeah. This one's basically a time trial.
Yeah, as long as you go fast, you're good. But in the later stages, you need 150 and 200 points, which will get harder, so you need to actually go a bit out of your way to get the gems.
Yeah, all the really fun games in here are kind of short, which is a shame.
For Windrunner, I used to play the other mode where you try to go like as far as you can.
Yeah. So there's long jump. I think that's the first one in the game is called long jump, and then once you've played that, you then get this mode, which is which allows you to get the medals. So there are side modes again in this game. There are 4 modes in Windrunner, so we really did eat well with this game, to be honest, because long jump is kind of fun. And there's also time attack, and also I think versus mode I think is the other one. But yeah, this is the only one where you can get medals, so it's the only one we're going to be seeing. But I would highly recommend this game. There's a lot more replayability in Wii Play Motion than in Wii Play. It's a bit more expensive because this game did not sell as well, but I would still recommend it. Yeah, so if I get the inside of these rings, it gives you all 10 gems. If you go on the outside, then you're only going to get the ones that you touch. Like that. That wasn't as a demo, but to be honest, I don't need the gems now anyway. We're already at the end. And we now have that huge jump. You can get onto the top shelf there, and then that gives you a bunch of gems. We don't need them. If we play well in the rest of the stage, then we can be fine without. And then the next one, you get gold for 150 or platinum for 200. Because again, there are only 3 stages. Yeah, this is one of the harder platinum medals in the game if you're new. But right at the beginning, we can just scoop up these 14 gems, most of them. Hopefully get these rings. There are loads of rings at this stage. And what I have to do is I have to lift up the Wii remote every time I want to jump. And you also have to follow the wind in a specific way. If the game doesn't like how you followed it, then you're just not going to get any jump height at all, really. Yes. Yeah, the more I can do at this stage, the better. And again, another game in here that's great to score on. I do not have... Oh, that's unfortunate. I got no jump there. I don't have a very good score run here because I don't know the optimal kind of paths or anything, but yeah, it's still pretty fun. I am going to risk it and go this way. Nice!
Wow, that was
I
so
didn't
close.
realise how risky that was getting. I thought I had a bit more time than I thought there. 201. I mean, I am saving 20 seconds, so I've served it, I guess, but that was a bit risky because I missed so many at the beginning. Okay. Treasure 12. Another stage select. Oh, sorry, what was that?
What's your current pace right now?
My current pace, my BPT is finishing in about 41 minutes. Sorry, I'm trying to compare the time on the marathon compared to my splits time because of the resets in billiards earlier. I kept actually resetting my splits when I was resetting billiards because that's the actual time I'm gonna have at the end. So, yeah, I'm trying to work that out. But yeah, we got about 40 minutes left. There's only 3 games, but Star Shuttle is very long. So yeah, this is Treasure 12. More game show references. This is like the kids' TV show Jungle Run, where you have to go into a temple and collect different coloured chests to win prizes. But yeah, also a very good game show. But yeah, enough about that. Basically, what we need is you need at least 1 chest to finish, but you do need a specific amount of points. You need 4,000 on all these first stages, and you need 8,000 on the last one. So what we can do here is we can do a bit of a skip. Now, I'm going to go for just the gold chest, because gold gives you 2,500. Then you get up to 1,000 for how much fuel you have left in the tank. And then you also get, I'm going to play a bit safe and go this way, though. There we go. Nice. Barely avoid the eel. Go for this. Get this bonus gem. And then you have the octopus chasing us. But we can avoid that. Grab these bonus gems. And then easily clear the amount we need. Fun fact. The IL for this uses a rolling pin to go fast. Because it's all about twisting the Wii remote around to go up and down, and the world record holder has since admitted to using a rolling pin strapped to the Wii remote to go fast here. Yeah, it's a very silly strat. It really is just the most Wii Play motion strat ever.
So kind of funny silly. Wii Play motion has some sort of obsession with collecting gems. Like, there's a lot of mini games that require that.
Yeah. So the small gems are giving us 10 points here. The big ones give us 100. Oh, I've already got hit 3 times. So every time you get hit, you lose a bit more fuel. I don't want to grab that yet, though, because that's good for later. So we're going to save it. I'm not grabbing chests yet because it slows us down. We're going to grab them on the way back up. Just going to skip that. We don't need everything here. We need a lot of stuff, but we don't need absolutely everything. So, not grabbing anything on the way down, though. Right, I'm just going to quickly try and nab this. Oh, nice. Good. Right, so this is by far the longest stage. No, I'm not going to get out there. Just going to play safe. Alright, I do need a few gems here, though, because there are loads in this section. Go, grab that. I'll grab a few more. Okay, I think I grabbed all of them. That's alright. It's a nice little bit of safety, though. And that's why, because the Kraken or Octopus, whatever, will keep sniping us. And that's kind of annoying. Basically, when you see the tentacle, that's where it's going to stay for that cycle. So you want it to be in a nice place. Oh, barely avoided that one. Okay, nice. So yeah, now we've got this extra fuel tank, which we're now back up to full. Full fuel at this stage. And I do need this bronze chest. Oh, no. The only thing I do need to watch for is these sharks at the top, because if I get hit to these are really slow. Also, how am I on the right-hand side? I'm never on the right-hand side. Okay. Yeah, normally I'm too far left, and then you get another octopus tentacle on the left-hand side. But that's okay. Yeah, if you get hit by a shark, they are so slow that it will take you ages to get the chest back. Yeah, utensil-assisted speedrun, yeah. I mean, it's hard to avoid it, really. Like, it's kind of hard to stop that from being a thing. It's kind of like in Find Me in Wii Play. You're allowed to have multiple people in the room. Shout-outs to Sir Goku and the boys, who have been grinding Wii Play for ages now. Like, genuinely. Actually still grinding it to this day. They're 1 second away from world record. They would have it if not for load times between Wii and Wii U, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, literally, Sir Goku is the person with the controller, and there are 2 people in the room with long sticks pointing at the screen. It's so funny. Yeah. That's all as this is speedrun is any speedrun where I'm helping out. That's so real. Yeah, this is Flutterfly now. This is the second to last game in here. I promise there's still 40 minutes, well, 34 minutes left of the run. Basically, we are waving the Wii Remote around to move up. This game is great at desyncing the controller. So what we want is, we want the leaf to be pretty much like as small as possible on the screen. So like flat, pretty much, if that makes any sense. And then that is gonna be what we want for this. However, sometimes it's gonna get a bit desynced. I'm gonna just bounce off the wall here, there we go. We don't need all the points in these first stages. It's pretty much the last one where we need to play really well. We just need to get some points. Basically, by getting on the inside of these rings, you get more points. You also get more if there are more rings in them. And you also get these petals, which give you 10 per petal. But then it accumulates as you go. So the last one is eventually worth 70. So those are really good. So yeah, this is basically the game where you just want to watch for the controller desyncing. Sometimes it's just going to happen. Bearing in mind that I played this entire game without connecting the controller again. Like, this game is pretty good for that, considering. Like, it's a Wii remote, and I've not had to recalibrate it since Skip Skimmer an hour ago. So it's pretty good. Yeah, next one is stage 3. I should mention the requirements. I think it's 200 on the first stage, 400 for 2 and 3, and then 900 for stage 4. Stage 4 is pretty much your only hard one. Also, yes, this is my actual strat coming up here. Doing that. I got hit, that's fine. They give you 50 bonus points at the end for every life, but we should be good anyway. This is stage 3, not stage 4. The main thing I want to do here is I want to try and get a little bit of a skip in here. I'm actually going to change to my left hand for this one. It's a little difficult to bend the arm background. And the thing is, I have this thing, like, I'm kind of double jointed-ish in my in my arms. So it kind of helps to not, like, injure my arms for this game, to be honest. So I'm just gonna get rid of all the crows. There we go. You have to point at the screen to do that. Yeah, so I'm kind of double jointed-ish in my arms, so it does help a little bit, but my arms still ache after this game. And this game's only like 6 minutes long for 4 stages. So doing ILs or practice for this just sucks. And yeah, we massively cleared it because you get a time bonus and everything. Yo, thanks for the $10 donation to the charity there. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that is the gold, and then the next one we need 900. And I am also very close to the score run world record for this run. Score run world record is around 1,000 points. It's a little bit higher than 1,000. We're not going to go for that exactly. We are going to be a little bit risky, but there are two ways of winning this. Either keeping all your lives and then playing pretty well on the rings here. Or if you lose a life, then you need to play really well on the rings, but then also get all the petals at the end. If you miss any petals at the end, it's pretty much over. Like, you're gonna fail at that point. Also, I am gonna wait for this next cycle. That was risky enough to just get in here for that one. I'm gonna try and skip this. No! That's okay. Get out. Thank you. Yeah, now I need to play pretty well because I like the backup of the extra 50 points there, but it's not a requirement, but it is pretty nice to have, although I don't want to lose any more lives. And I also need all these petals now. If you miss a petal, you basically need to play score run level 2 to actually do well. Also, can we skip this? Yes, we can. Nice. And yeah, the crows are so slow that we don't really have to pop them most of the time. We can leave them be. And that is the game. Another decent time save there. Because again, my last run of Wii Play Series, so both games back-to-back, Platinum Medals, was ages ago. So I'm just casually picking up like 30-second time saves in most games. It's kind of nice. So I'm now 7 minutes ahead. And we're moving on to Star Shuttle. This is a game that has very precise reference points for when I want to stop decelerating, basically.
So yeah, requirement is beating 30 levels. It's one of the longest games of them all.
Yeah.
You have to be careful if you are more than 30 meters per second and you crash, you have to restart, but if you slow down enough, you just bonk.
Yeah.
So Miri needs to control his speed a lot, especially at the end when he's trying to dock.
Yeah,
but at
so
first he's gonna speed up.
yeah. So for these first stages, I have two speeds. I have an IL speed and I have a RTA speed. The RTA speed is what I'm going for safety. So as you can see there, 58 is the IL speed. RTA speed is 56. So basically what that means is as long as I hold a pretty much straight line to the goal on these simpler stages that is just a straight line, what I'm doing is, as long as I don't exceed the IL speed, we should be okay. But technically, if I take a really, really dead straight line that's even better than in my IL, then that would make me crash. Because again, anything above 30 meters per second or more would make me crash. So yeah, that is what we're trying to avoid. So that's what I'm going to be referring to in here. Whenever I have a major crash, that is when I hit something at that speed or higher. If I have a minor crash, that means there's no like damage system in this game. So that pretty much just slows you down. You just get bonk, and it's really slow, but it's not as slow as restarting the entire stage. Yeah, this one again, a straight line, but I do need to hold the Wii remote up a little bit. I will explain the controls in a little bit because the controls are really janky and annoying here. If you've played this game before, so this is the last game in the order of the games that you unlock. Same thing in Wii Play, Tanked is the last one because it's the most complex, I guess. This game is even more complex in terms of the controls. So you can only use one button at once. You have down to thrust forward, you then have up to go backwards, and then you have left and right. You also have A to go down and B to go up. But that's also relative to the position you're holding the ship or the shuttle at. So that can also make a difference. So if I'm holding, so for example there, all I did was hold up and then down. Down then up. That's all I did there. But it's still bent. Pretty much that. Because my angle was slightly different, it then also changed the angle I was going in at. So there's so many precise things you want to watch out for here. This one, though, we want to be careful of the obstacles because we have the piece really sticking out quite far. So we don't want to be hitting any of the sides because that's going to give me a major crash. Go. And again, slight adjustment there. I went from 29.7 to 29.8. Even that tiny little bit, if I press left to readjust there and I was a bit too far with the angle that the ship was at, that would have exceeded 30 and it would have made me crash. So that's why I'm kind of aiming for 25 to 28 whenever I'm docking one of the pieces. So as we go here, we actually have some longer distances, and so we are going to be waiting for a little bit longer before we start decelerating. And you do decelerate faster than you accelerate. You accelerate at 10 meters per second. Also, yes, I did just use that phrase. Yes, it is correct. I think. But then you decelerate at double the speed, so 20 meters per second. Now, you didn't expect physics to be in a Wii Series game, but there you go. Okay.
I mean, if there's going to be a game where physics are applied, it has to be like a space-related game.
Yeah, it's literally rocket science. I am a rocket scientist, confirmed. I am not. I'm an accountant. But yeah, I guess it's still maths. But but yeah. Okay, the thing is I need to watch for which stage I'm on because I don't have sub-splits on this. So I think I'm on stage 10 now. So this is where stage 9. Yeah, this is where the more complex notes start to kick in. So yeah, this one I actually have a note to wait at the beginning for about a second. The reason for that is because the cycles of these obstacles will then get better. Shoutouts to the ILs for this game. Basically, what you want to do in the ILs for stages like this is you actually want to wait a specific amount of time before pressing the start button, because the timer will only start when the 3, 2, 1 go happens. So you can wait for the obstacles to be in a good spot and then press start, and then that will work better for the IL. So it's kind of funny. I'm doing that a little bit in here, but not too much. So this one is the first one where I'm actually going to get to a certain speed and then wait for a little bit before slowing down. It's also going to introduce a new mechanic, the storms. Basically what we do here is when the storm is on the screen, I need to point at the screen. If I am not pointing right at the end of the storm, then it is going to make me fail. Also, you can reach the end on this for the IL while the storm is happening, but it doesn't let you get the clear. It will automatically count as a failed storm bit, basically. So yeah, we have to wait till the storm is done and then readjust how I'm holding the remote. I haven't even talked about the dock yet. Basically, you get different colored dots on the dock. You also get different size dots. The smaller ones are much harder to deal with. The big ones are really easy though. But that's the main difficulty of the game, when the dots get smaller. For this one, I'm going to get to 80 meters per second for slowing. Seems pretty risky, but it's not too bad. And it's specifically designed, like, the speeds I've labbed out. Basically, the reason I labbed out this game is because I lost a run to 3 stages that all cost me about 30 to 90 seconds each. And I thought, no, I'm done. I'm done losing runs to this game. I don't want to play this early because this, again, is 25 minutes long, optimally. 24, 25 minutes. So it's kind of long, especially because it's all predetermined again. Like, you can always do the same thing and you'll get the same result. So there's not really a reason to play it that early. That's why I play it quite late, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to try avoiding the tunnel because the tunnels are really awkward. The tunnels are really hard to avoid crashing into the sides, basically. So, and also there are the massive boulders there or whatever, asteroids. I guess they're not really boulders when we're in space. Yeah, as you can tell, not a rocket scientist. Totally. Yeah. Either way. So yeah, that's basically it. And then this is the last game of the run. So yeah, we are coming up to the end. Although again, we do still have about 17 minutes left at least. I need to slow down here. And yeah, because I hit the top of the screen, that is gonna... I need to get in here actually. Because I hit the top of the screen, that actually slows you down. So that's all right. Also, those dots were medium, but because... So I crashed there, and also I crashed onto the dot, so it was about to start sending me flying. But because I got a little bit lucky where the arms were, both of the dots ended up touching, and then that counted as a win. That was a bit lucky.
So there are different sizes of the dots.
Yes, so now we're starting to see the small ones. So these are tiny dots on this one. Fortunately, this is one of the stages, I think, where I can just go at a fixed speed and just live. I think this is the 90 ms one. Yeah. And I can obviously play a little bit riskier. There we go. So these ones at the beginning, the first 20 stages, the piece that we're docking always stays on our ship at the beginning. That's why they're always really easy. So that's why, like, these smaller dots are hard, but they're not as hard yet. Later on, we're going to need to grab the piece for ourselves en route. So that gets a lot harder. Also, we now get these rainbow cubes, which I'm going to completely avoid. They basically change your position of the piece on your ship, and they're really irritating. There's no reason to even deal with them at all. Because they honestly, sometimes they put the piece directly on your back, which is not necessarily easier when you get to the end. It's safer, but it's not easier when you're trying to go fast. So yeah, a lot of the time now I'm just going to get ready a second or two before I reach the end. And then, even though those dots are small, I'll then know that it's going to hit and it's going to work. But yeah, some big ones again. But this is not as bad. And it looks like, I think this is the one, this is the highest, the fastest speed we're going to be going at, 92 meters per second. I'm then going to wait half a second and then slow. There we go, that's about it. And then, because I have to flip all the way upside down like that, that's why I want a bit more time to react to that one, even though the dots are big.
By the way, you mentioned that the rainbow things change your positioning. Do they change it randomly, or do they change in a fixed way?
Yeah, good question. I have no idea. I barely ever use them, but a lot of the time they put it on your back, so you don't really want to deal with them anyway. But yeah, I think it might be like based on your angle of the ship when you hit them. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it is random, but again, I barely ever use them. Also, yeah, this is a really tough stage, so I'm just going to play a little bit safe. Yeah, these obstacles are in a really bad spot for this one. In fact, in the IL, I think we go... Yeah, there's a 90... It's either 96 or 97 for the IL, but I think it's the one where we wait 3 seconds at the beginning to wait for better obstacle cycles. Moving on, stage 18. Now we're back down to a more sensible speed. 65 for this one, because as you can see, there's a lot more obstacles to crash into. A lot more to deal with. We are going to go up straight away, though. So we're going to hit 65. We're then going to go through the tunnel a little bit risky. Too risky, though. I do want to be less than 30. I can go more than 30, but obviously the moment I hit the side with any part of the ship, including the piece that I've got, it's over. So, yeah, definitely playing safe. Also, another thing I've not mentioned, whenever I am in the menus, by the way, this is just a general Wii Series thing. When you're not in the menus, you want to face the Wii Remote away from the screen, and then that will automatically default to a good option. and here it is. It just so happens to be next stage. So it pretty much allows me to just face away and mash A. Face the Wii Remote away. You have to watch for the rock here. There's a rock at the top. I'm going to go up a little bit because that did not look good for a moment there. For some reason, the storm takes ages on this one. I don't know why. Yeah, that rock has killed so many runs. That rock has such a large hitbox for no reason. Like, I don't think I've had many times where I know I'm actually going to hit that rock. It just happens. And I'm just surprised every time. Okay, next one is stage 20. This is the last one where we have the piece already on the ship. We're going to get to 70 meters per second. And we are going to go above the tunnel on this one. I'll wait a little bit before slowing down. And we're going to sink. And then, there you go, straight in. So you have to kind of intercept it at a bit of a weird angle. Again, it's one where I'm kind of using a bit of an impromptu strat based on my speed at the time and stuff like that. But the last input I was doing there, again, you can only do one input at a time. Even if it's D-pad plus A or D-pad plus B, you can still only do one, and that's the first one that you input. So very important to make sure that I'm doing holding the Wii Remote at the right angle there while I'm slowing down. Okay, so this is the bit where I need to grab the pieces myself. Starting with stage 21, which I'm going to be going at 70 meters per second. Barely avoiding that obstacle there. And I am going at 70, specifically so I avoid this obstacle. There we go. Nice. 70 is a bit risky, so we'll play a little bit safer there. Yeah, so the strat is to wait 1 second at the beginning for that obstacle to get out of the way. So the other option is to slow down a bit quicker and then wait that 1 second. Oh, oh no, that is that one. Next one's 74. So yeah, so I'm gonna grab the piece. Important to note, crashing into the pieces themselves at 30 ms or higher does not crash you. But if you crash into them, you're just gonna get yeeted somewhere, and you don't want that. But you have to grab it on the left dot. That's what you need. So I need to avoid hitting that piece. There we go. That obstacle is very awkward to avoid. But that's fine. We got a minor crash there. That's okay. And the game gave us a good instead. So the game gives you a great or a good, depending on your time. And I crashed there, so it bumped my time up a lot. That is actually a way of saving a bit of time, or minimizing the time loss, because if you played really badly on a stage, you won't get any good or great or anything. So you actually lose 1 less second than you would have otherwise. Again, it's something we want to avoid anyway, because it's still slow to do that. Okay, so this one we're going to 75. We have a storm to deal with here. Just going to slow down. Oh, not quite reaching there. That's okay. Nice. So the game does give you a little bit of feedback of when exactly the dot actually counts as being docked. And that is when it lights up a little bit. So when I'm taking a little bit longer on these, you might notice a tiny sort of light appear on the dock each time the dot is actually near. When all of them are on there at once, you don't really notice it, but yeah, that is a thing that happens. So this is a much slower speed here. This is 55. This is one of the only ILs where there are basically no good obstacle cycles, so you just have to kind of go for it. But here what we're going to do, we're going to get to 55, we're going to slow down instantly and just go at 30 pretty much through here, because all the obstacles are in terrible spots. Very easy to get hit by those. And yeah, once again, if you're an IL kind of person, this game is great because there are 30 stages in Star Shuttle, there are 30 score runs in Teeter Targets, there are centisecond timers for Jump Park, for Windrunner. There's so much stuff. So the best comparison is in Wii Play, you have Charge, which is a great IL. This game has loads of great ILs. So, yeah, that's always good. Nice. So barely reaching out to grab that there. The hitbox is not that much larger than what I just did. Alright, so I'm just going to slow. I'm going to wait a little bit, slow again. Again, these are small dots here. Nice! Honestly, I didn't think that was going to work. Because I went so fast up to it. Normally, I want to slow down a bit going up to that. But the other thing you can do is bonk on the obstacles a bunch before actually reaching the dock there. So the main thing you want to do is avoid doing that. As long as you don't hit the dock at 30 ms, then you're fine. And now we have the final element. We have vortexes. They're scary than they look and sound. So basically, if you go into the purple lines of the vortex, you get sucked in and it's an instant game over. What we're going to do is we're just going to go around. It does suck you in and it does change your speed, so they can mess with you a little bit, but generally they're not too bad. Ooh, that was a bad angle there. Can we get in? There we go. So again, the dots are big. So when you fail to dock one of the pieces, the arms stretch out a bunch, which is not helpful. But when the dots on the dock are really big, then it doesn't really matter too much because their hitboxes are massive. 4 stages to go, 27. So this one is a very tough one to grab at the beginning because I want to grab this in a specific way. I want to grab it from the top left. Okay, that's top. It's not great, but it's workable. Basically, if I don't grab some of these pieces in a specific way, getting onto the dock will be really awkward because, again, they are different setups every time. Nice, there we go. So, especially on 27, 28, and 30, those are the really awkward ones. If I don't grab those at specific points, especially on 27 there, where the piece is really low down, yeah, if I don't grab them at specific points, then it will be a massive pain. This one is mainly awkward because I need to kind of charge in from the side to grab it because the dish is massive and it's really easy to bonk into the dish on the piece. Oh, that's a shame. That's all right. We'll restart there. Yeah, so the moment I miss it, there's no reason to try and back it up. I want to get to 30. I want to then start going this way. Oh, come on. I thought that'd work. Yeah, the hitbox to dodge the dish but also hit the white dot is tiny. This one is honestly really mean. I can't grab the piece from any other angle. Just gonna stay at this speed. There we go. Barely dodged the dish doing that. But we're now gonna go for 55 meters per second. Gonna slow down after a while. These cogs have really big hitboxes, but we should avoid it. Oh, we're gonna hit it there. That's okay. We're not going at 30 ms, so we're all good. Okay, 2 stages to go. By the way, if there's any tech or anyone watching, if you want me to, I can fill time for a little bit by switching back to Wii Play and doing a Wii Play Tanks 1P2C run. Takes about 10-15 minutes. And it's not a guaranteed clear because it basically gives you an instant game over when both tanks die. But if you want me to fill time, I can attempt a run of it. Just thought I'd throw that in. But yeah. This is now the last bit. This is 2 stages to go. This is the stage 29. We have 2 vortexes pulling us in. This one's not so bad though, as long as the docking is okay. There we go, nice, perfect. And then the next one is very precise. This is so precise. I have concise notes for all of these later stages. This one is the only one that's 2 lines long. So I need to grab the piece top left at 30 meters per second. And then need to go above the cogs, get to 70 meters per second, wait 2 seconds, then slow down. And then on the dock, I need to get in the bottom right, specifically because that's the only place that will reliably work for me to dock. So here, I'm going to grab the piece, I'm going to play a little safe, I'm going to wait 1 extra cycle. These cogs have huge hitboxes, as you can see. So I want to go above to avoid those. That's the only safe way of doing that. Also, yes, this is really complex. This is a Wii Series game, and they made this complex. I don't know why. Everyone just kind of hates this or loves this. Okay, so we are already slowed. I didn't really have a choice in that, but we are already slowed down. I'm then going to get to here. We're going to fail. That's okay. Back it up. We need to back it up so that the arms then get into better spots. No, that's not going to work. No, that looked good as well, but then the arms stretched
I have
out.
no idea how that fails.
Yeah, this is just what this stage is like. That's why I have so many notes for it, because it's just that awkward. Yeah, green barely failed there. This is literally the last thing in the run. Come on. No. I think I need to readjust to a bit different position on here. Yeah, there we go. So for some reason it was different. Time is coming up in about 15 seconds. It's when the platinum medal appears. We are getting a sub 2:35 in terms of the actual time of the run. Bearing in mind the billiards resets all the way at the beginning don't count, and that's time. That's a 3.5 minute time save in Star Shuttle. All right. Oh, that's a tough last stage though. Yeah, it's an awful stage. This took me half an hour to clear casually, and that was playing this only a couple of years ago. I didn't even play this game as a kid, Star Shuttle. I just didn't even try to deal with it. Like, it's just that bad. But the setups make it so much nicer. Yes, it is ridiculously difficult. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. To be honest, because billiards took so long, I think we're probably fine. Unless I get told by anyone that I'm all right to fill time. There was already quite an intro at the beginning anyway, so I think I will let you get set up for the next run. Yeah, shout-outs. So, well, actually, you know what? While we've got a little bit of time, I might as well check the leaderboard just to see. Because I know it's a PB. It's a 10-minute PB, but is it world record? Because I know my my PB had a lot to save. So I'm going to go on the multiple Wii Series games leaderboard. If you want to search this leaderboard yourself on SRC, it is called multiple Wii Series games. And you have ones for multiple Wii Sports games, Wii Party, Wii Play, Wii Fit even is in there. And as we mentioned earlier, the Wii Series Marathon, which is about a 4-hour long run. Okay, right, Wii Play Series Platinum. That is world record by about 6.5 minutes. Very nice. 2:41 was world record before by Niddy, and then Mura had 2:42. And yeah, my PB was a 2:45 before today. I knew I could beat it. I just haven't got around to doing a run of this because it's just really long to do both games back to back. To be honest, the Wii Play Motion time is pretty good as well. 1:31. Let me check my PB in Wii Play Motion because that is not far off. I mean, it's still quite far away because Spooky Search was a few minutes longer than it should have been. Yeah, 1:26.12 is my PB there. So had I not lost 3 minutes in Spooky Search, or whatever it was, 2 or 3 minutes, that would have been only a couple of minutes away from that, which is wild to think about because that run is really good. Yeah, shoutouts. So as we mentioned earlier, I do runs of this on my Twitch. I also do stuff like game shows and stuff like that if you're interested. Community days, things like that. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for the GGs. Yeah, there are also other long categories in these games, such as highest achievements in Wii Play and all achievements in Wii Play. Those require all the things that the game recognizes in a different way. So, for example, the main big ones. So you get Find Me 99 levels, not too long. Table Tennis 999 points. That is very long. That takes me 50 minutes with pause buffering. Or if you're Alva, it takes like 15 minutes. So, yeah, I'm very scared if Alva ever runs it.
Thanks 100 be like.
Yeah, that's the only other thing. You then have Pose Me all levels, which isn't too bad. Charge Perfect, which is basically just the platinum medal. And then, yeah, Tanks 100 missions, which is an hour-long IL of just playing tanks. So I love referring to that as an IL because technically it's a fully fledged game, but it's also a mini game inside of a game. So I like referring to it as an IL. The hour-long IL, there it is. I mean, technically you can do it in like 45 minutes if you get really good RNG, but whatever. Yeah, highest achievements and all achievements are pretty much that. All achievements adds on bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So that takes like 4.5 hours. But yeah, it's not that interesting compared to this because it's just table tennis and tanks over and especially table tennis. If I fail that, it's basically the estimate is dead. So yeah, this is better.
With failures, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, this is better for a marathon. Does Alf have a Twitch as well? Absolutely, yeah. Plug your Twitch. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like RL, but the L's are like 1L, 1_, and 1L. So like, I'm typing it in chat.
Yeah, so it's ARYL_L. That's your name.
I guess also typing it in chat gives my username.
Arrow. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, go for Alva as well. He's done a lot with this game, and also a very high level Super Mario Bros. Runner. So yeah.
I do that too, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, or I think that's pretty much it.
Obviously, shout out to Cindy for making all of the practice tools for tanks and all of the documentation that is needed. Like, a lot of the cool facts that we've taken was from, like, the research.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's been so much happen in this game. I mean, there's been so much happen in 2023 and 2024 with this game. And actually, now I think about it, this is going to be the first thing I've added to that spreadsheet in a long time. I'm going to have to add this world record to it. We have tracked a spreadsheet since the start of 2023 with every discovery, every world record, every 7 break in billiards in terms of Wii Play. Not Wii Play Motion because it's not really that popular, but I have been tracking the Wii Play Series world records, and this is one of them. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.
One more thing.
Oh, go on.
If you're interested in playing the game, we have actually set up bounties for world records. And there's like a few left for the end of the year.
Absolutely, yeah. You have about 2 weeks left for those. There are bounties that I have put on every world record. Last year, we achieved something called Community Sweep. That is basically saying we, as a community, beat every world record in 2023 except Tanks Co-op because no one cares about Tanks Co-op. But what we did this year is because the world records are so much harder, I increased the amounts. But there are still a few left. There are Find Me 50 levels, which is very optimized. You have Medal Marathon, which I was 2 seconds away from PBing. So that one does live, sadly. Unfortunately, that is one of the saddest runs I've ever done, other than the Tanks Deathless yesterday. To be honest, I'm really happy that I managed to PB this because, yeah, that run yesterday was pretty crushing. Yeah, and I think there's a bounty for all achievements as well. And then obviously Tanks Co-op as well, but no one has really run that. Yeah, so if you're interested in a little bit of an incentive to run the game, then you got 2 weeks left until the end of the year to get those bounties. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next run.